All right, go ahead.
So let's start off kind of the same way that you would, and let's talk a little bit about your gaming history, where you first got started when it came to video games. I'm pretty sure everybody would love to hear that. So let's talk about where you got your start.
It started with my sister's Atari. I don't know if it was a 2600. I don't know which one it was, but it started with my sister's Atari. She had an Atari. She had Pac-Man on it, and I loved Pac-Man. I just played it all the time. I was a young kid. I was very, very young at the time, and the Atari was in my sister's room. My sister and I had our own rooms, so my sister always had her Atari in there, and I used to get home from school before her, so I would run in there and play Atari all the time, and she'd kick me out. But I loved the thing, man. I'm like, I loved it. I always wanted to play it, so I was always in her room, always playing the Atari, and she like got mad and stopped letting me play with her Atari, and I was like, why? And so my mom just got me an NES. You know, I was also a very hyperactive kid, very hyperactive. I played so the only thing that calmed me down was video games, because I played a lot of sports, but I still had like energy for days. So my Nintendo came out, the NES came out. My mom plugged it into the TV. She gave me the controller. I had no idea what this was. She just gave me the controller. She said, "Here, sit here," and I started playing it. And bro, the colors, the Super Mario Brothers colors, just like, that's it, done, hooked forever.
That's funny. I actually, one of my first memories as a kid is my dad playing Atari with me. It was that weird game where you had you had two cowboys on either side, and you had to shoot this like wall that was moving up and down the screen, and you had to shoot through it before you could actually shoot the cowboy.
I never played that game. You know, I never played many Atari games. Yeah, I never played many Atari games. My sister just had Pac-Man, and I loved Pac. To this day, I still play Pac-Man. I have Pac-Man on my iPhone. Anytime I go to an arcade, I play Pac-Man. I know there's rarely that many arcades, but when I see a Pac-Man cabinet anywhere where I go, whether it be a pizza place, whether it be a freaking mall, hotel, anywhere I go, and I see the Pac-Man cabinet, dude, I'm going to it. I'm playing it. It doesn't matter where I am. I'm like, I'm playing Pac-Man. I love that game to death. Like, I wish if they made a Pac-Man for Xbox One, I'd be freaking playing the shit out of that game too, man, because I love it.
Was Frogger Atari too, or was that NES?
Frogger was Atari. Never really played much Frogger.
Going back to was it Pitfall?
Pitfall as well. Pitfall was also as well. Everybody remembers E.T., of course.
Wasn't E.T. voted the worst game ever created?
It was, but if you watch the documentary on it, it's mislabeled, because unfortunately that game came out right when the video game crash of the 80s came out, and a lot of people blame it on that game, but it really wasn't the game's fault. It was just a collective of stuff going on, and the game came out, and the game was just the straw that broke the camel's back. It really wasn't Pac-Man's fault. And, excuse me, not Pac-Man's fault, E.T.'s fault. It was, they wanted to make this game, they wanted to rush it for Christmas, the dude that made it had 5 weeks to make it, and he made it in 5 weeks, and it just destroyed it wasn't E.T. that did it. E.T. was bad, but it wasn't E.T. that did it.
Interesting. All right, so let's talk about how you discovered Twitch. How did you find out? Were you a Justin? Was it Justin.tv? That goes way before.
I watched Justin.tv to watch to watch sporting events, pay-per-views illegally. Justin.tv was the place I used to go when I wanted to watch UFC fights, boxing events, things on pay-per-view that I couldn't find, that I couldn't watch, I didn't want to pay for. So I freaking used to watch Justin TV there. I had no idea about the streaming aspect of it, about people gaming on it. I used to watch a lot of Let's Plays on YouTube. A lot of them, like, oh, let's play Call of Duty, let's play BioShock, let's play Titanfall, let's play all these games. I would watch them on YouTube. I knew about Justin.tv just being that website that you could watch pay-per-views illegally. That's what I used to do. I used to watch soccer matches on there as well. You know, European soccer matches that I couldn't watch, boxing events, UFC stuff, all these kind of stuff. I would watch it on Justin.tv. They had an app, JTV. They actually had an app on the phone. Twitch came about because of Destiny. I loved Destiny so much, so I started watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos on Destiny. And I was working at this university. I was working at this university at the time, and a buddy of mine who was also a big fan of Destiny came up to me, and he's like, "Hey, go to this website." He sends me, through the IMs, the company IMs. He goes, "Hey, go to this website. This guy is playing Destiny right now, live." I'm like, "Live?" It's like, "Yeah, he's live playing Destiny." So it turned out to be Professor Broman. He sent me a link to Professor Broman, and I watched it, and I'm like, dude, this is very interesting, because me having my media background and watching Professor Broman doing what he was doing, I was like, this is, immediately I fell in love with it. I'm like, this is great. Got a guy on a microphone talking. I mean, he's playing a video game, but it's radio, and I love radio. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna watch, dude, every single day I watch Professor Broman. Then right around Vaulted Glass time, once Vaulted Glass came out and I had done it, I wanted more tips and tricks on how to do Vaulted Glass. So then I looked up a Vaulted Glass video, and it turned out to be Gathalion's video, a video of Gathalion running Vaulted Glass. It was a 6-hour video, and no kidding, I watched all 6 hours because I watched it at work. I watched all 6 hours of Gathalion running his first Vaulted Glass raid. And then I found out, oh, the dude also streams. So that's how I found it. That's how I found Twitch. I found Twitch because of Destiny. Because of the love I have for this game. I just wanted more and more and more of it. When I wasn't playing it, I wanted to watch it. When I wasn't watching it, I wanted to read about it. When I wasn't reading about it, I wanted to play it. You know what I mean?
And about how far in did you decide that streaming was going to be a thing after watching it?
About a month in. About a month in watching Broman and watching Gathalion, watching those two guys. I'm like, I could do that. Like I know a lot of people, and this is not a slight on anybody, but me, I believe for a fact I can do that. A lot of people see things on TV, a lot of people see things on movies or TV or whatever, and they're like, I can do that, when they really can't. This was one of these things where I was like, I can do that. I'm a radio guy. I used to easily fill 4 hours of a radio show easily. One time I filled a 7-hour radio show like nothing, and I told myself, I can do that. And I showed my wife Twitch, and she's like, yeah, but you got your job, and you got this, and you got that, and I'm like, yeah. So in the back,
I know that conversation all too well.
Exactly. My wife's like, well, you got a job right now. It's a good job, so stick to it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna quit my job, but one of these days, maybe I'll look into this thing. Maybe I'll look into it. And I did research like crazy. So much research, reading about what you need, what you need to do, how you get started, all this stuff. So it was over a year of just looking at stuff. And then after that, I kind of put it down. After that, I kind of put it away for a while. I'm like, all right, maybe one day it'll happen. Maybe it won't, but who knows? And I was actually, kind of given an opportunity because I was laid off from that job. I was laid off from that job because of budgetary reasons. And I'm like, all right, well, maybe I could give this streaming thing a chance, a try. And that's when, even way before that, I started GuardianOutpost, the Twitch handle, the Twitter handle, because I wanted to make friends to play Destiny with. Because all my friends by that point had already stopped playing Destiny.
I know that feeling too.
Yeah, a lot of people know that feeling. So I started GuardianOutpost, the Twitter, to meet people, and to be like a news gathering, organization for Destiny. And then quickly I found out that, all right, there's an oversaturation of that. I'm not gonna, there's guys that get news way better than me and break it faster than me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna move on and do something different. I literally put down the freaking the Twitter handle for like a month and a half, and and didn't do anything. And then I was just looking for an angle. I'm like, how can I get into this? How can I get into this community and support smaller streams? Was what did it, because I wasn't watching as much Broman and Gathalion that much those days anymore, because I used to watch a lot of Broman and Gathalion when I worked at the university, because that job was basically I sat around, did nothing all day. Basically what I did. I sat around, did nothing all day, and I watched streams. So once I finally started getting back into Twitch is when I started going lower into the directory. That's when I started going lower lower into the directory. And that's when I found support smaller streams. And again, support smaller streams wasn't actually an angle. Like, I was looking for an angle. You know, I say like, oh, he's looking for an angle, so he's you. No, I was looking for an angle, and support smaller streams kind of just fell on my lap. Like, you know, because you have to differentiate yourself if you want to succeed in this thing, you know?
Correct. Yep.
So
we talked about that quite a bit.
Yeah, you have to differentiate yourself in this game.
That's the whole reason behind the streamer spotlight, is to give people that opportunity to show who you are as a person, not just as a streamer, but as a human being. You know, that's what ways can you find to stand out and build a connection with people, and that's where the streamer spotlight really. That's what the streamer spotlight is really all about. Really,
yeah, exactly. It's not about, I mean, getting people viewers and followers. It's cool, but it's about meeting these people, because we're people. Streamers are people. We're not just we're not robots sitting behind this thing. We have feelings and emotions, and trust me, we us streamers, we feel our feelings and emotions a lot, because doubt is a big thing that creeps into a lot of people's minds. But
well, you know, a follow is great. A follow looks good on paper, but if that person never comes back, then what good is having that number? You know,
I know the number.
10,
my number is great.
People,
yeah. My number is
great. You
great.
gotta have the repeat viewership.
Yeah, I love having 5,600 friends. I call them friends, and it's awesome. The number is great, but if 10% of them actually show up every day, I mean, shit, I'd be a partnered streamer. I'd be a partnered streamer already.
Apparently, that's what everybody kind of strives for, is that kind of return rate.
Yeah,
I don't know enough about it, but
a 10% return rate is just about good, man. Yeah, doubt is very harsh. Doubt is very harsh in the community. The doubt can really kill people, and probably over 9,000 actually said it perfect last night in the podcast last night in the Rages Roundtable. You gotta have stamina to do this thing. You gotta have staying power. It's not about, oh, I could do that. It's about having to be able to do it every single day, over and over and over, regardless of what's going on, regardless if you have people watching you. Can you stream? Can you continue doing your stream when you have 5 people watching you? Can you do the same stream when you have 100 people watching you? Can you do the same stream when you got no people watching you? You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about.
That's part of the reason why I cover the viewer number, because, you know, it's great when I have all, you know, the lurkers and whatnot, but I mean, you can have the same chat activity with 6 people as you can with 60, depending on what's going on. Yeah. So I keep it covered. And this is just I'm a newer to this, getting my feet wet, just so that I can be more consistent in my product. Is I keep that number covered so that I never focus on it. I never know it, because ultimately it doesn't matter. I don't want it to affect me and bring my energy level down. So the people who are there, the people who are chatting, the people who are dedicated suffer as a result of my just whatever reaction to what's going on. Now there's streamers that can get away with that; it doesn't bother them.
Yeah,
I'm not one of them. It does. I think I'm too emotional. I'm just too fucking emotional. It's one of them things. But I think one of the things that I guess when you first started, you know, when I first saw Guardian Outpost, the name in the directory, when I first clicked your name, I was like, Guardian Outpost, this must be something specifically Destiny related. I don't know if I thought that you were like an employee of Bungie or Destiny in and of itself, but I was like, Guardian Outpost, like, there's no other game where they're called a Guardian. This must be, you know, something specific. So that's what got me in. And you know, I was in Broman or God's channel. I was like, man, like, they do a great job of watching their chat interacting, but you know, there's thousands of people in there.
It's tough.
I think I just wanted a little bit more of personable interaction. And at the time, you were averaging around, I think, 20, 25 people when I first came, when I first started to troll you.
You did. You did come in as
my friendly troll.
You did come in as my T-Funk. That's right.
So, and you know, your growth from there on has been pretty huge. But I missed the initial wave, and I guess my question to you is, what was the initial wave like? The first fresh batches, the first fresh streams that you had done.
Well, again, I kind of worked my way into it. I didn't. A lot of people kind of jump into streaming and just jump into it with zeros on both sides. Zero, zero. All three numbers say zero on it. I laid a foundation. Papa Nick Fresh wanted me to elaborate on support smaller streams, so I guess I will elaborate on support smaller streams. So again, like I said, support smaller streams fell in my lap. I started looking at other streams, you know, going down deeper into the directory because I'd never been there, and I started seeing all these great, hilarious streams, people that were very interactive, great streams, weren't part because I was very ignorant on Twitch. I seriously thought everybody that streamed worked for Twitch. That's how I thought it was. I thought everybody was like Broman. I thought everybody was like Ithalian. I thought everybody was like that. I thought everybody had a sub button. I didn't know. I thought it was like that. So then I started going down into the lower of the directory, and I started seeing all these great people streaming, and I'm like, wow, these people are freaking great. By the way, guys, Evil Aura's interviewing me today, so if you're wondering what's going on with the streamer spotlight, Evil Aura's interviewing me. So that's why I'm talking like crazy. Man, I'm talking like crazy anyway. I started going down into the thing, and I'm like, this is funny. I started watching a bunch of funny people doing Vault of Glass, PvP, Crota, all these things. And I used to make silly hashtags when I used to work in radio. Just silly hashtags. I used to be that guy that would hashtag everything. Hey, I'm at Quiznos. Hashtag great sub. Hashtag good. Hashtag all that dumb shit. So I used to do all that crap. I used to be very annoying that way. And so I started watching this kid. I thought it was pretty funny. I grabbed his Twitch link. I put it on Twitter. I said, hey, guys, go check out this kid. He's pretty funny. He's running Vault of Glass. Hashtag support smaller streams. Just out of nowhere. Just hashtag support smaller streams. And then that's how it happened. And boom, dude, just like overnight. Boom, zip, bow. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I was at 230 followers on Twitter to freaking almost 1,000 within a couple of weeks. And I'm like, what is going on here? What is going on here? Hashtag all that dumb shit. Like, what is going on here? So when I finally decided to start streaming, because I was visiting a lot of streams. I was visiting Kakole's stream, Ladman stream, Coben Bun stream, a Babetron stream. All these people that were streamers before me, they were all just telling me, hey, Guardian, why don't you stream? So I cheated a little bit. I went on Twitter. I said, hey, everybody, start following me here on Twitch. I'm eventually going to start streaming. And even before I even streamed, I had 250 followers already. Even before,
really?
Even before my first stream, I freaking already had 250 followers. Because, I mean, support smaller streams was like, man, it was so on fire back in the. I mean, it's still kind of on fire now, but over there, back in those days, it was amazing. I was just making a name for myself, and so 250. So then finally one day, I went out. I got myself an Elgato. Capture card, and I tried to use it on my wife's laptop, my wife's MacBook laptop. It was an epic fail. Epic fail. It was like just bad. Just bad. It just wasn't good. So somebody in the chat, I had 8 people came in immediately. 8 people came in to my first stream, and it was bad. It was choppy. People told me, dude, just rip the Elgato out, and that's what I did. I unplugged the Elgato from the Xbox. Somebody told me, use the Twitch app on your Xbox, and that's what I did. I used my Twitch app on the Xbox, and first stream, 10 to 15 people. It was crazy. I was like, what the hell are you people doing here? Like, I'm just testing. This is my first, it wasn't my first official stream, but it was a stream, so I had 10 to 15 people in there. Then my first official stream was Monday morning, the Monday morning after that, and yeah, again, 10 to 15 people. Man, it was nuts. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, all these people chatting to me, and it was crazy, man. And right there, I got the bug. I remember 3 days later, I did a night stream where I streamed at night, and there's this Twitter handle. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, Queen of Destiny or whatever. She's got about 6,000, 7,000 followers now, but at the time she had 5,000 followers. She tweeted out my stream. That was the first time my stream got tweeted out, and I had 30 people in chat. And I was like, what is going on here? It's freaking nuts. So I just, it's funny because I'd done radio. I'd done radio, and I've spoken in front of people, and I've spoken in front of thousands of people. But this was just a whole different beast, man. This was gaming. This is not sports. And the rush was there, man. Just like you felt it. You felt it as well that night that you streamed while you were playing with me.
I felt a couple things that night.
Yeah, you felt a couple things that night. You were way hammered. You were way hammered that night.
So drunk. I had a blast though, and I mean, there had to be 8 to 10 people that came by throughout the course of that night. But you know, I've said, and you just kind of went over it. I didn't stream my first time I was signed into Twitch. I didn't stream. I developed a relationship with your community before I ever did it, and then by the time we actually did the thing, it was so hyped that I was doing it, and that it was a raid with you, that everybody came to chill because of that reason, and that's how I got the jump start. Like, I do call it a jump start because I don't believe a lot of people started the way that you and I did. I feel like a lot of people have really started from the ground up, like 0 followers, 0 views. I'm going to do this and take it from that level. What would you say to people like that? You're very good for teabagging me. You're very good, Guardian Statistics or whatever your name is.
Teabagging you.
Yeah, it was like I got the ball drop. That's the first ball drop of the day, so I guess for playing for 3 hours, I was due. But what would you say to people who might be getting frustrated or feeling the burn or struggling to get their feet off the ground? I mean, I know people who have invested thousands of dollars and they're working their tail off and they're not quite seeing the results that they want to see just yet. What would you say to people like that?
Be patient, because nobody starts with, like, Aura and myself. I mean, starting my first stream with 10, 15 people is rare. That is very rare to get that. Be patient, and then meet those around you. You know, what do you do when you're struggling at a new job? You go out and look for help. You know, you go to a new job and you go meet the people that have been working there for a long time and ask them what they did. How do I do it? You know, again, never go into someone's stream and be like, hey, I'm a streamer too, help me. Never do that. But meet those around you. You know, like I say, go into the directory, see where you stand in the directory. If you stand at 0 to 5, go interact with others that are at 0 to 5. Talk to them over Twitter. Say, hey, why don't we team up and join? But really, it's all about patience. Gothalion did not get to 5,000 viewers overnight. No, he did not. No one. The overnight sensations are few and far between. He worked for a long time playing Borderlands, playing other games, YouTubing, all that stuff, and he eventually got to where he is. Look at this guy just running right past me.
So Lone Star Soldier wants to know if you ever get frustrated or burned out.
Frustrated? Yes. There's definitely days where I'm frustrated. I haven't felt burnt out yet. Knock on wood. Haven't felt burnt out yet because there's been moments where I couldn't stream. Christmas time, I didn't stream for 2 weeks. Christmas time, I didn't stream for 2 weeks for Christmas time. I take Saturdays off. My wife goes out of town. My wife goes out of town. And but yeah, burnt out on the Twitter burnout was. I did have a Twitter burnout once where I was just tweeting like so much, and out there, you know, retweeting so many people where I was like I can't. My vision is blurry right now. I gotta put my phone down. So yeah, I've done that, but streaming, I haven't had a burnout yet. But yeah, frustrating days, yeah, man. Oh yeah, you're gonna get them, and they're gonna happen a lot. You're gonna get them, and they're gonna happen a lot, and you gotta just fight through it, man. A lot of people say, hey, if you're not feeling your best that day, don't stream. I don't agree with that. Stream. Fuck it. Stream. Work it out on stream, man. Work it out on stream. Talk. Like freaking talk to yourself. There's nobody watching you. Who cares? Talk to yourself. There's 3 people watching. Talk to them. Tell them what's going on. I feel it's therapeutic, man. I never once while I was in radio, you know, and I had a show coming up, and I felt like shit. I could never call my boss and say, hey, boss, you know, I'm kind of feeling shitty today, and I can't do my radio show. My boss would be like, get your ass in here. What the hell?
Get your ass in here and go to work.
Get your ass in here and go to work. Exactly. This is, if you want to be serious in this is a job. It's not, you know, it's fun because it's games, but there's so much to do. There's so much to do. Like the easiest part of my day literally is sitting here and chatting with you guys. This is the easiest part of my day. After that, it's you know, coming up with ideas. How can I improve my stream? What else can I do with support smaller streams? What else can I do with this? What else can I do with that? You know, what am I gonna do about my podcast? You know, what's this guy doing? What's this girl doing? You know, how can I support this person? You know, I'm constantly freaking thinking about ways to improve my stream. So the easiest part of my day is right here, sitting with you guys, chatting with you guys. That's why I love it. That's why I love it. At 6 in the morning, you know, waking up at 5 in the morning, I'm like, I know I'm gonna have my peeps there, you know, my peeps there to hang out with, and it's all gonna be good. So, man, I always say, you're feeling bad, stream through it. I've you know how many days I've sat up here and I've felt like shit, and I still come out here and I put a freaking smile on my face and I bring it for you guys, because first of all, at this point I stream every single morning. You guys count on me to be here, so I want to be here for you guys. Last week when I couldn't stream at 6 in the morning, I mean, the amount of messages I got of people telling me, Guardian, man, I really missed you at 6 in the morning. I felt like, man, I felt like I let people down, even though I wasn't letting people down. You know,
I was one of those people. I didn't message you because I understood, but I was like, you know, and I start my morning with Jay Sniper. Then, you know, as soon as I sign in, I try to spend my time with him in the before I get to work and go to your channel, because he's done so much for me. He's supported me so much, and you have to show mutual support and respect in this directory. Everybody deserves it. You know, if the directory was a bunch of dicks, then maybe not. But you really do have to show the love for those who support you and believe in you. But you know, I felt that burn too. I felt the burn of you not being around quite a bit. I'm sure, I know everybody did. We got a question from Venom. Venom wants to know how many hours you put in when you first started streaming. If you did 8 hours, 2 hours.
I didn't stream that much, actually. When I first started streaming, I did 3 hours only, because I worked with my wife at the time. I was working with my wife at the time. I used to do, when I first started streaming, I used to do 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. only, 3 hours a day. 3 hours a day from Sunday to Monday. For every day. In fact, I did every day. Back in those days, I used to do every day. I even did Saturdays and Sundays, but I would do Saturdays and Sundays at 8 a.m. I only did 3 hours at those times, so it wasn't that wasn't that long. And when I started to get really serious, about it, you know, when I got my webcam and I got my OBS. I mean, it wasn't even before that. When I started seeing growth, because at first it was 3 hours to see how it goes. My wife was like, "Give it 3 hours, let's see how it goes." I mean, shit, we got to 1,000 followers super quickly. And I'm like, I told my wife, you know, hey, 1,000 friends, excuse me. I told my wife, hey, I'm at 1,000 already. She's like, you know what? Why don't you give it a couple more hours? So that's when we extended it from 6 to 9 to 6 to 11. And now, you know, I go a little past 11. Sometimes you'll see me go until noon, 1 o'clock, you know, days where I'm feeling. But that's how I started. I started by doing a feel-out process. A lot of people like to do, oh, I stream 8 to 12 hours a day. I don't feel like I have to do that. I don't feel like I have to do that many hours.
I can't. I can't do that. I can't. I can't. 12-hour days.
Yeah, I can if I wanted to. I could stream 8 hours if I want. I could, but you know, I feel the 5 to 6 hours. You know, the 6.5 hours that I do is good enough for me. It's working out for me right now. You know, it's really working out for me right now, and that's it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, stream all day, always be streaming. Those days are over. The always be streaming days are over. I think if you have a constant schedule, stream every single day at the same day, you could see good growth.
I feel like that's more key than how long you stream. I mean,
yeah.
Putting 8 to 10 to 12 hours, if your energy level drops after the fourth one, you're not helping yourself at that point. You could actually be doing more harm than good if you start to kind of fall off the wagon in terms of your energy level, your interaction, or your game skill, depending on what people tune in for. I can tell you right now, people don't tune into me for skill. They don't.
And neither do I. They don't tune into me for skill.
I don't know. You know, you look across the directory and you find people who, like, their specialty is you know, trials carries, raids carries, and then you find the ass clown like myself, and it's kind of like, what am I giving to these people that are always coming back? So what do you feel you offer to the people who always come back every day? Why do you think now we're getting into the hardball question?
Yeah.
What do you think makes you special, makes you have people come back?
I think it's my my interaction, my professionalism. You know, I bring a lot of my media background, radio background into this. I just don't sit here and just say goofy things for 5 to 6 hours. Yes, I say goofy things. There's a lot of times where I do say goofy things. There's a lot of times where I do say where I do say when I try to make people laugh because hey, you know that's what it's about. But I think it's my and I've said this word before, my genuinity. It's not a real word, but that's what I bring. I'm like the most genuine dude you'll ever meet, and that's what I bring here, man. You know, when I say, you know, I did support smaller streams to you know, I didn't do support smaller streams. It just came out of nowhere, and I ran with it. And I think people come back because they see that I'm genuine. And like what you see right here is what you get. Like I don't know if Mulehorn is. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, dicks, butts, and boobs. Oh yeah. Hey, listen. You could be professional and still talk about dicks, boobs, and butts. You seriously still you can be very professional and talk about. Look at Howard Stern. He's as professional as they come, and he's been talking about dicks, boobs, and butts his whole freaking life. So I you know, I feel like you know, I'm here every morning. I'm nice to people. You know, I have a nice positive stream. I keep it nice. I keep it positive. You know, as you can see, I don't deal with many trolls in here. A lot of you guys are here every single day. How often do we see trolls? Once every 2 weeks, we'll see a troll come in here. You know what I mean? Other channels, you see trolls just constantly going in there all the time. My channel, I guess I have like a bubble that I've created that people, I guess, feel safe here, feel safe here, feel appreciated here. I appreciate everybody that's in here. I say thank you as much as possible. I support as many people as possible, and you know, again, I'm not the best player. I was talking to my wife yesterday. I'm like, man, I suck at Destiny. I can't even beat freaking raid. I can't even beat the freaking raid. You know, I can barely beat the raid. I gotta get carried to trials, and I'm a terrible at PvP. Why do people like me? So you know, I don't even know. So I'm sexy.
You got a couple of OP mods you don't like to put up with a whole lot of nonsense.
We do have a couple of OP mods, but you guys don't. You guys don't really have to put up with much. This is a pretty easy going. I mean, we sometimes have to handle people that try to promote themselves because I get it. I'm the support smaller streams guy, so people want to come in here and promote their streams, and you know, people don't understand that's not the way to do it. But I get it. Those we get, but those aren't really trolls. Those are just people that just don't understand. But for the most part, we don't get people in. You know, I don't get people in here calling me names, calling me names. That's why I have so many women viewers. That's why I have so many women viewers, because this is a safe place to be in, and a lot of women, I feel, don't get harassed here. I'm not going to harass them. You know, I'll joke around with them and flirt with them, but that's about it. So, you know, I feel, and yeah, I do feel it's my professionalism. I do feel it's like, you know, like Guardian is serious, and like Monstrous Rage said, and thank you for Burnsy said, the audience interaction. He likes my audience interaction. Monstrous Rage, he says, the draw for me is my friendliness, my honesty. Yeah, man. My hashtag has now become tertiary to that, you know. That's why I don't use it as much anymore these days. I still have it. I still love it. It's still here, but yeah, you know, I don't know what brings people back. I honestly don't know. But if I were to say one thing, maybe, you know, maybe it is my professionalism. Maybe it is that I'm here every day. Maybe it's that people just can count on me, and people can feel I appreciate everybody that's in here. I don't care, you know, how big, how small. I don't care how freaking, you know, male, female, Europe, United States, black, white, you know, you know, Hispanic, anything, man. Any, you know, I just make people feel appreciated, and that's what I want to do, man. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. You guys tell me. Why do you guys come back? Look, Mulehorn's in here. Mulehorn's in here. Mulehorn will tell you that I met him at PAX East, at PAX South. And Mulehorn was like, dude, you're like the exact same guy on stream. I'm like, of course I am. Who else am I gonna be? So you guys tell me. Why do you guys come back? I don't even know.
I think for me, because I watched it work in my first couple months as a scientist, I couldn't use earbuds. So I had to use the speaker of my computer, and one of the things that made it really good for me was the fact that you didn't curse. I would have a couple of other streamers on, and my boss would walk in. It would be like, "Oh, F S F S S S," like, and I'd be like, "Okay, I'm in the middle of an experiment, multi-billion-dollar company. Here comes my boss," and he didn't care. He totally gets it.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to have that. You know, God forbid we ever have guests. I didn't want to have that stipulation behind
exactly
anything too. So for me, it was the fact that you you didn't use any really foul language somehow. And you know,
I limit the foul
rating is one
language.
thing.
Yes.
Rating is one thing, but I feel like when you play PvP, foul language, like it just, I don't know how you can not curse and play PvP. It's like, especially with Destiny, with the frustrations that can surround it sometimes. Whether it's
You saw me during
lag.
that chaperone. That chaperone quest did get me though.
Yeah, well, I mean, and rightfully so, and everybody has the right to vent. And you know, now I can use the earbuds, and at work, it's not as big a deal. I think the work in Lurk comprises at least 50% of my viewership, and I'm pretty sure probably over that for you.
Oh yeah.
And you're getting just a load.
I'm just getting a list. I'm getting people.
Back, yeah.
You remind me of playing Destiny. I'm a Destiny playing Howard Stern show. Juju's like, I'm here because I love you. I love you too, Juju. I'm getting a lot of.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of beard. I'm getting a lot of the beard. So look like I can never shave my beard. I'm getting interaction. Cool group of viewers. Yeah, no, Kevin's heard me be foul. I will be foul. Like if you guys meet me in real life, I will drop F-bombs.
You cursed a ton. I remember when we did the raid, you cursed. I was like, oh my god.
I curse like a sailor. Let me tell you something about radio people. We curse like crazy. If you ever meet us in real life, I mean, yeah, every other word coming out of my mouth will be. Although if I'm in a professional or I'm in a setting where cursing is frowned upon, I will not curse. But if I'm at a bar, we're hanging out drinking beers, you better know I'm saying every other word is going to be an F word. And we're going to be talking about boobs and butts, and we're going to not call them boobs and butts. We're going to call them TNA. And and that's what that's what we're going to say. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of people, let's see, use headphones at work, listen to probably, let's see, come back here because it's a close-knit community. That's what I want. That's what I want. And I wanted to, and somebody else brings a question. What made you decide to set up your schedule the times you do? Burnsy, two reasons. One, I used to say this one joke. I wanted a morning show, so I gave myself one. That used to be a joke I used to always say. But really, I did it because, I used to work with my wife at the time, and I used to get to work with her at 9:30. So I'm like, all right, best times I can stream, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., work with my wife, then go work at the night job. And so it became 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. I thought about changing it eventually. I was telling my wife, hey, you know what, maybe I could change it, you know, stream later into the day. And when like I said, when I started growing and seeing growth, and my wife was like, maybe you should stream more hours. I go, yeah, I should stream more hours. Maybe I should start at like 11 a.m. or start at 9 a.m. Or she's like, no. Like my wife told me, like, no. And that's why my wife is smarter than me. She's like, no. You started at 6 a.m. You're staying at 6 a.m. You're gonna stream more hours, but you're still gonna start at 6 a.m. And she goes, what would America do? I'm using America here. Sorry those around the world. I'm using America here, but what would America do if the Today Show started at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? People would be pissed. What are you doing? That's not the Today Show. That's the afternoon show. You know, if Good Morning America started at freaking at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, what the hell? That's not Good Morning America. So my wife told me, listen, 6 a.m., do 6 a.m., and stay at 6 a.m. Establish yourself at 6 a.m. And that's what I've done. I go, you know what? Then if I'm going to do that, yeah, I'm going to set out to be the guy at 6 a.m. people can watch. And that's what's happened. Again, we mentioned it earlier. Aura was one of those guys. A bunch of people sent me a message like, oh my god, you saw that grenade right on my head. That was hilarious. I set out to be the 6 a.m. guy, and you know, my wife said, no, be the 6 a.m. guy and stay there. And I'm like, all right, so if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do it the right way then. And start every morning at 6 a.m. Not 6:15, not 6:15, not freaking 6:03. 6 a.m., either 5:55 or 6 a.m. My stream's already going. If it starts at 5:55, I don't talk till 6 a.m. If I'm sitting here going, oh shit, it's about to be 6 a.m., boom, I get it popping. Oh yeah, my wife is the boss of Bubblegum TV. So I hope that answers your question, Burnsy. Aura, you still there?
Yeah. I'm just this guy on our team is now he's teabagging everybody. I thought it was something personal. He knew who we were. He's just dropping balls on everybody.
Oh,
he's just one of them guys. So, what about the game, the community in and of itself is something that you hold near and dear to your heart? What is it about? Obviously, I don't know about the division. I don't spend a whole lot of time there. I know I'm like one of the people who's like, I just don't really see this game being something I'm going to.
I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind a lot about on division. I guess we get that.
I don't want to knock. I don't want to get into a discussion.
We don't want to knock
it,
that either.
You know,
but yeah,
it is what it is. It's not for me, and I want everybody to understand and respect that. Because if you were to tell me that the game is your favorite game, I would understand and respect that. I'm not going to tell you, oh, the game you like is stupid. Like, no, no. There's no reason for any of that nonsense ever.
Yeah.
You know, you play video games to get enjoyment.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to start a war.
Day.
Exactly. You like Division? I like Division. Listen, I like Division. Is it a game I'm going to stream? I think I'm not going to stream it. I'm going to stick with Destiny, and it's going to be the game that I stream forever. Forever, exactly, guys. I'm gonna be 90 years old playing. Hey guys, welcome to a reset day. Playing the only. Why is nobody playing PvP?
What? Yeah, it's me, Josh on Fire. It is Evil Aura. What do you think is special about this community? What do you think makes the Destiny community so incredibly amazing?
Dude, the fact that everybody's so willing to help, everyone's so understanding, everyone's so nice. It's so freaking strange. I played lots of Call of Duty growing up. I played lots of Call of Duty on 360, on 360. I mean, the first game I played a ton of Call of Duty on 360. And the first game I got on Xbox One was Call of Duty. And it was just, when I switched over to Destiny, it was such a different game. There was like people willing to like run strikes with you and freaking and take you through raids. LFG used to be great. I thought LFG is now turned into this vile snake with like 8 heads that spits crap at you. And it's like it's just I don't know what LFG's become. It's sad to see what LFG become, but it's just so many. I mean, so many stories I've heard. I could tell you one story of my guy. N64 Josh. N64 Josh, his son was playing Prison of Elders with 2 guys that he met on LFG. He met 2 guys on LFG to play Prison of Elders with. His son is very young, aka known as a squeaker, which I hate that word, but that's what they were. You know, I hate using that word because we were all squeakers at one point. Every dude was a squeaker.
There was no online games when I was a squeaker, man. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
We're a little bit older, so when we were squeakers, we were just hanging out with our fellow friends or maybe our older brothers. And one of the funniest times of my life was my cousin is like 5 or 6 years older than me, so he was always super cool. Like one of the really cool kids in high school. Like, oh, you're so and so's cousin, you gotta be cool too.
Yeah.
And I used to kick his ass in Mario Kart, and then he would kick my ass in real life.
Oh God,
that's how that would go. Like, you know, if you beat your older anybody in a video game, play action football or Mario Kart or whatever, then you would physically get beat up.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. The first time I played online was Xbox, the original Xbox with Halo, and I had already changed my voice had already changed by that point, so I was never a squeaker in my life. But let me tell you this story about N64 Josh. It's a great story. And I mean, there's so many stories just like this. Not just this story. But N64 Josh's son was playing PoE with a couple of dudes he met on LFG. PoE level 35, which was really hard at the time. And he battles with these guys. He battled with them all 5 rounds. He battled with them like Josh told me there was hours that he played with this guy. Hours that his son played with these guys. And finally, they beat Skolas. They're about to get into the treasure room when one of these guys say, "Sorry, we don't play with squeakers," and booted him out of the fire team. So not only did the kid spend hours and hours on Skolas trying to get rewards and stuff, he gets booted right at the thing. Kid freaking goes crazy, cries, complains to his dad. N64 Josh says the story out there on Aim Assist. Within hours, the Aim Assist people bring money together. They bring their money together, and they bought the kid a PlayStation 4. They bought him a PlayStation 4. They're like,
wow.
They're like, okay, Here's a PlayStation 4 for you. So they freaking got together and bought the kid a PlayStation 4. And that, I mean, I'm just so many stories. I can tell you my story about Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day, Poopin' Cats.
I was there for that.
Poopin' Cats comes in here and he's like, Guardian, are you ever thinking about getting a PlayStation 4? And I'm like, yeah, one day I'll get a PlayStation 4 if I could save the money, blah blah blah. You know, I gave him a bunch of reasons why I can't have valid reasons. You know, I got a kid, I got a wife, I got bills to pay, so there'll probably never be a PlayStation 4 now for a while unless there's a sale. Dude, I mean, what? Within like 3 hours, people raised enough money, and I was able to get myself a PlayStation 4. It was great. I didn't have a camera that day, and if you would have had a camera, you would have seen me crying my ass off. Frisky, the thing Frisky went through a couple months ago. Months ago to see that is just amazing. I mean, you just hear story after story after story of the Destiny community. You know, you got the stack up fundraiser. You got Extra Life. You got Extra Life. You got Operation Supply Drop. You got all these charities, all this money that Destiny is
gaming for Pits.
Gaming for Pits, of course. Gaming for Pits. You know, I had just started streaming. I cannot forget about Gaming for Pits. We're getting there. I did my 24-hour breast cancer awareness stream. Hell, we were able to raise almost $300 for Bree in about 30 minutes for her new baby.
Yeah,
I mean, all I said is like, hey, Bree's got a new baby. Let's all get her a gift. And within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we raised almost $300. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So, just, you never hear that. And it's so strange that, it's so strange it's just the community. It's a game that I think why people hate it is because of the community. Because so many people play their game, and there's not a community, there's not a community around it. Because so many people are like, how can you play that game? Well, how can you not? Look at the people around it. I mean, the game, does the game have its problems? Yes, it has plenty of problems. But the community around it doesn't. I mean, I went to PAX South, and I went to the Twitch booth. And so many people at the Twitch booth were like, Destiny is so different from all the directories. Everybody there is willing to help. The people at the top, the people at the top are always trickling down to the people below. There's no like sniping competitiveness with, you know, everybody wants to help each other. You know, you don't see that in like Call of Duty's directory or League of Legends or Dota or CS:GO. No, the guys at the top are sniping with each other, and the people at the bottom are drowning because the guys at the top just are constantly waging war against each other. And you don't see that here, man. You don't see that here in the Destiny directory, and it's just. It was a happy accident, I guess, because I didn't buy the game because of the community. I played the game. I bought the game because a buddy of mine showed me a video on it, and then literally 5 minutes later we went to go buy the beta. I bought the beta. I paid $5, bought the beta. I said, hey, this video game looks cool. He showed me one YouTube video on it. I'm like, all right, this game looks cool. It's made by Bungie. I liked Halo. All right, let's try it. I'll try it. So I literally watched the video, I went from the video, went down, got the beta, and then came home, played the beta, just couldn't stop playing it. I just couldn't stop playing. I thought the game was awesome. I played the Devil's Lair Strike. When I played the Devil's Lair Strike, I was hooked. I'm like, oh my god. Are you telling me there's more of these? Hell yeah, I want this, and I want to play this game. And
first time you saw Sepix or whatever, you're like, what?
It wasn't even Sepix. It was the
tank.
The battle with the tank. I loved that battle with the tank, and nobody knew the strategy then. Like nobody knew what the strategy was. So I'm freaking going around with a fusion rifle and an auto rifle trying to kill this thing, and I'm shooting it in the face because I had no idea they had to shoot it in the legs. I'm shooting it in the face. I'm like, why won't this thing go down? Oh my god, it's not going down. And then all the enemies around it was so fun, and I fell in love with the strike, and then the community around it was just a happy bonus, man. It's like you know, I always use food analogies. Because I'm a big fat guy and I love food. It's like ordering a burger from your favorite burger place, and then when you lift the burger. When you lift the burger, under that burger, there's a little plate of nachos. What? There's also nachos down here? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just amazing. It was just the community was a happy was not a happy accident, was a happy bonus that just made the game a million times better. And there's countless stories that you hear, and I think that's what's going to keep this game alive is the community.
This directory like changed me. I mean, my name is Evil Aura for a reason. I was not always a nice person. I know no one's gonna believe a friggin' word of this, but I was one of the most ruthless people on the planet, especially in Call of Duty. Forget it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would make grown men cry. Like, this directory, there's no need for it. There was no need to be that guy anymore when it came to Destiny, because nobody else is trying to pull any of that stuff, any of that back to you. You know, and this is a testament to so many streamers. I mean, Grenadier Jake and Angry Iceberg were playing a trials match for elimination. You know, Angry Iceberg loses, and I'm in Grenadier Jake's chat just trying to like keep on and see what happens. And Grenadier Jake's like, hey man, you know, I'm not going to go over there, but if we could send some people over to Angry Iceberg and say GG, I'd really appreciate it. You know, it was a great game. And the same thing with I'm Sick With It, who eliminated myself and Angry Iceberg from Trials of Osiris. It's not like you go into the other place and you're talking all this nonsense to people at the most competitive level of the game, the very most competitive level that Destiny really has to offer. You've got people saying, hey man, great game, it was fun, let's do it again, let's join forces.
Dude, I had that with Lucky and Buttwipe. I had that with Lucky and Buttwipe. I was playing with Robbie V and Typhoon Trav, and they were trying to get me to the lighthouse because I told Robbie, I need to get to the lighthouse. I hadn't been to the lighthouse yet. Since then, I've been to the lighthouse like 4 times, all with Lunarly. All with Lunarly. And it's funny because we ran into Lucky and Buttwipe, and I went to their chat. And I'm like, dude, you totally kicked our ass. You totally kicked our ass, GG. And I was expecting them to talk shit, but they didn't. They modded me in their channel. And they started saying all these nice things about me. Like, we're like, Guardian, we just didn't mod you because we kicked your ass. We modded you because we believe you're a good streamer and you got a future in this game. So, you know, GG on that. And we're sorry for kicking your ass. And then Typhoon Trav and Robbie V, instead of like, you know, in the Call of Duty, if 4 big-time streamers or 4 big-time competitive guys ran into each other, I mean, the guys that lost would just be dropping salt, would just be dropping hate, would just be freaking just killing those other guys. Destiny's quite the opposite. It's like, hey, you beat me, haha, man, that's hilarious, good job, man. And I was like, I was amazed by that. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, holy... I mean, I wasn't really that amazed because I'd been a part of this community for so long, but it still was amazing to see that. Hello, everybody that's into the chat room. Hello. Evil Aura is interviewing me today. If you guys are wondering what's going on today with the Streamer Spotlight, Evil Aura is interviewing me. In fact, the Streamer Spotlight's almost an hour. We've been going now. And I guess you guys are liking it because we're almost... I guess you guys... If you guys are enjoying this, let me know. I will talk about myself once a month for you guys. If this is something that you like, I will talk about myself once a month, and we'll let Evil Aura once a month interview me. But you say that the game changed you. Guardian Outpost changed me. I'm not talking about me changing me. No.
I changed myself.
I didn't change myself. Guardian Outpost, those 2 little words, putting those 2 little... 5 words changed my life. Guardian Outpost supports smaller streams. Just like you, I talk about it all the time, man. I used to be jerky in Outpost. I was bitter about life for a long time. I'll get a little feels now, the reason I quit radio, the reason I didn't quit radio, the reason I stopped being as hardcore into radio was because I had boss after boss after boss tell me, people will not like you. People will not like you. I don't think people will like you. You don't have the personality. You don't have the this. You don't have the that. And I took that shit to heart, man. I took that to heart like, wow, people don't like me? People won't like, because I used to get the opposite. I used to see the opposite. I would get tweets and emails and messages all the time when I did radio shows on how, David, you're good. David, we love your show. David this, David that. And I would get so many people telling me all that stuff, but then I wouldn't believe them. I wouldn't believe people telling me that they liked me, I wouldn't believe my wife. I wouldn't believe anybody. I would believe the bosses. I would believe my bosses. You don't have a future in this. Nobody likes you. Good morning, everybody. Nobody likes you. You don't have a future. So I believed them, and I was bitter as hell about that. And I stopped being hardcore into radio, and and that's how it was, man. Just super bitter about life, and about like, dude, screw this. I don't need this crap. Forget radio. I'll go get me a regular job. And then starting Guardian Outpost and streaming and support some other streams has shown me how wrong those people were. They were so wrong, man. Super wrong. Lacomiac, you know this. There's a person in our building that told me the same exact thing. Lacomiac knows. Because yeah, Lacomiac knows. I work with MJ Lacomiac in a radio station right now, and they also gave me one shot at that radio station, and again, that boss told me the exact same thing. No one will freaking, no one will like you, and no one will like you. But the thing was, it was political. It was not that nobody will like me. Not that nobody would like me. It turns out years later, I did have one program director out of all the program directors I had, because I worked under many of them. One program director was the one that believed me. He was the only one that believed me. He told me, Dave, you work very hard. You prepare yourself better than most people. And you do have a future in this thing. And I'm going to make sure you do. And he was... the one program director that he was the one program director that believed in me, and under him is where I grew.
And now you got 90 people in here and 5,670 clicked on your heart.
It's just
and 36,000 viewers because you took the chance to believe in yourself, and here you are now, man.
Shit. And yeah, so.
I'm sexy and I know it.
Oh shit. Oh, I just broke myself, guys. Whoa, I broke myself. Woo. See, you get me talking about myself enough. I'm gonna start crying. Oh man. Shit. Yeah, it just...
And just think about this for a second, because without you, there would be no me. And I'm sure I'm not the only person, I mean, not physically, you're not my actual father, but in terms of Twitch, without you, there would be no Evil Aura, and I'm sure that there are a lot of other people who might not have talked about your inspiration towards other people.
It warms my heart. It really does to see that that so many people. I never thought I'd be inspiring people by playing a video game. You know, I never thought.
Your grandmother, that video, playing those video games is never gonna get you anywhere.
Yeah, I never thought I could.
I just want to get a T-shirt. Be like, look at me now, Grandma.
Yeah, I never thought playing a video game and just because my wife is always, well, my wife and I were always like, oh, we want to help people, we want to help people. We just never knew how to help people, and I never thought that playing a video game. I mean, so many people send me messages and I'm like, shit, man, you know. Some people tell me, hey, I listen to you in the morning and you've helped me through my depression, and I'm like, man, I'm just, and that's what it is, man. It just. People were wrong. People were wrong about me, you know, and, shit. Excuse me, guys. People were, and that's what makes me feel the best. You know, that people were wrong about me. People do like me, and, it was all political, and, thank you guys so much for all the hearts, and I really appreciate it, man. Yeah, I never thought just playing a freaking video game. All right, let's play some video game if we can. I never thought playing a video game would do this. You know, just three little words, and a little tweet, and so many people telling me that So many people telling me that I'm helping them through their depression, that I help them through their mornings, that I help them through everything. And it was sincere, the messages that I got from people saying, hey, man, you know, we missed you. We missed you last week when you weren't streaming at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, well, it's just 3 little hours, you know? So thank you guys. Oh, man, I really appreciate all the hearts. I really did. Wow. Well, this was Aura's plan the whole time. I knew it. I knew it. He was trying to get me to talk about myself so I could freaking cry. I knew it. Damn you, Aura! You are evil,
Aura. Damn you!
You are evil. So yeah, man. So you talk about how this game has changed you. This game, this community, Twitch, Twitter, everything that I do has improved my my outlook on life. It's changed my. I used to be so pessimistic and so. I mean, every once in a while. Thank you, Ken Kuzi. Every once in a while, it still comes out where I'm a little pessimistic, a little cynical, but it's less now. It's like, man, this game has restored my faith in humanity, knowing that so many people out there, they are willing to help. They do love people, and it's great. So thank you guys. You guys thank me. You guys thank me. But I'm good enough, smart enough, god darn it, people like me. I like that one. That was good. Oh, Lone Star, thank you for the $10 donation, man. Oh, man.
It's like this directory makes up for every person who doesn't thank you for holding the door open.
Seriously.
You know, every rude ass you run into on the street, everybody who's so upset with what they have going on that they can't be considered to you. And this is something I wanted to touch on too, because
thank you, Lone Star.
You're a you know, for a lot of people, you guys are names in the chat with some words. We don't get to see your faces. We don't get to know too much about your home life. We don't know what kind of battles that people fight every day. And some of the messages that you get when they're from people who I call master lurkers, people who don't even realize they're actually even like listening to you, because they come in, they say hello, and then they're silent until they say goodbye.
Yeah.
When you get messages from those people, you know, it's that much more of like, wow, this is actually real. This is a real tangible, this is, you know, you are helping people. You are making their day better. You are making them forget about something that they might have going on in their lives even for just a brief minute. If it's for 45 minutes, a half hour, you're giving them that chance to step away.
Yeah.
So, and for that, I think we're both grateful to be the people who can do that for you.
I'm really am grateful, and I'm so grateful that people have embraced me, have embraced the channel, have embraced the movement, and like I said, this thing has taken a life on its own. I mean, literally, we joke about this, but literally, Support Smaller Streams did birth you. You know what I mean? It's birth,
literally,
literally, it did. Like Aura wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for. And I take pride in that. I'm like, man, I'm glad. I see Aura out there kicking ass and doing his thing, and everybody says how much they love Aura. It's like me seeing my child out there. People saying how much they love my daughter. It's like almost the same. Almost.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, Aura kid, actual birth
Aura,
kid. Yeah,
Aura, actual kid. All right, you know, if my actual kid does something, if my actual kid poops in the toilet today, I'm gonna be like, better than Aura.
I think I can live with that.
Seriously. So I mean, it's just funny to see. Like you aren't the only one. I've seen, you know, guys like Rogue Bishop. He did the whole PlayNation.io because of he told me one day, come to my stream. I got big news to say, and I'm like, okay. And he was talking about how he wants to start this website for the community and for this and for that, all the stuff that he's doing right now with PlayNation.io. I sit back and I go, wow, really? Like a little part of me was what made him want to start that PlayNation.io, and I think it's freaking great. You see people out there. I mean, I love it. A lot of people are like, hey, look at this guy. He's using the hashtag Guardian. I'm like, I don't care. Let him use the hashtag. It's cool, and I'm proud to see people out there, you know, inspired. So many people have told me, you're the reason I'm streaming now. So you're like Aura is one example of many. There's so many people. Kinkuzi just told me I'm the reason he's streaming. Bree told me she's the reason. I'm the reason.
Thank God she started.
Yeah, Bree's now streaming because of me. So so many people have told me what I've been able to do for them, and I'm like, I can't. Even Lono, I mean, Lono just got partnership. Like, even Lono has, told me what I was able. The other things. Lono has told me, Spazzy. So these partnered streamers are telling me what I've been able to do for them and help out for them, and it's great. It's great to see that this is this thing has sparked a movement, a real positive, good movement, and it's freaking awesome to see. It's awesome to go into streams and see people, oh, thanks for clicking on my heart. It's great to freaking go to streams and hear people say, yay, new friends, and I love hearing that. I love hearing that, and I'm like, well, if I had any part to do with that, awesome. And it's great. Sometimes, I'm a little egotistical. Sometimes I'll say like, that guy probably got that from me. But, I only say that to joke around. But it really is great, man, to see the movement, we've created here, man. That you guys have taken and embraced, man. Yeah, Osani, he's streaming more because of me.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when support smaller streams becomes, in your situation, support a bigger streamer now? Support someone who has done it, someone who has. Because you talk about Lono going through the gauntlet, building it from the ground up. You've done the same thing. You're not there yet. He has been doing it longer, but you're clearly, and there's no argument at all. This is a mathematical fact that you're on your way and probably closer than you even give yourself credit for. So, how is, and I don't think it's going to, but are there going to be any changes to support smaller streams, or are you going to get to a point where you're at max capacity and you literally can't support anybody, as many people anymore?
Will support as many people as possible for as long as I can. Gathalion has told me, and has told a lot of people, that he wishes he could support a lot more people. He wishes he can. But the demand is so great for him that he just can't. He supports who he can when he can, and he's got to be a little more protective of his name because he's a big time streamer and he's got to worry about that. I will try to support small streams as much as possible. If this channel gets partnered, we're still gonna do the streamer spotlight. We're still gonna do the streamer spotlight. We're still gonna do as much as possible. Other than that, I'm thinking, probably starting like a wing of Guardian Outpost where I hand this over to people that I trust to keep doing it for me. Where I'm more like a figurehead in the background, kind of like figurehead in the background. Where, kind of like in the movie Ant-Man, Hank Pym was a consultant for the bad guy when he was making his suit. Similar to that, I'll sit back and. Maybe one day when I'm like, well, it's too much for my plate. Here, support small streams or what I'm doing, I'm handing it over to Aura. Aura could, carry on the ball.
Oh no, hell no.
Or something. I'm just using that as an example. I'm not saying passing it on to you, but I'm gonna, for as long as I can, I want to use partnership as a way to get more exposure because I feel the one thing that smaller streamers are missing is exposure. That's it. They got everything. I mean, you go to a guy like freaking, you go to a guy like Swoberham Lincoln's stream, and he's got the professional look, man. He's got the overlay. He's got the lights. His stream looks good. He's got all the stuff. He's a funny guy. But the only thing he just doesn't have people watching him. He just doesn't have enough people watching him, knowing that he's there. So I wanna be like that, I want my name, I want my voice to be like the Midas touch, where I say, hey, check out Swoberham Lincoln, and then freaking, Swoberham's stream is filled with a bunch of people, and hey, check out Zero Carb 30, check out another great guy like Silent Protagonist, who's super professional as well, and knows what he's doing, and that's.
I feel like he's finally found his niche. He's somebody who has seen tremendous growth over the past 2 weeks.
And it's patience.
Like he's finally settled in to where he's got a niche. He's got his schedule set down. He knows exactly what he's going to do, and he's seeing. And this is so important to have a routine and to really do the same thing. He's starting to see his viewership climb into the 50s now on a steady basis. So
because he's on every day. Yep, he's on because he's on every day. because he does the same thing every day. Everybody knows Silent Pro Tag is on at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever it is that he comes on. Silent Pro Tag is on, and he's got the patience. He's got the stamina. That word again, the stamina. You gotta have the stamina. You can't just be like, I'm streaming today, and in a week I expect 50 people to be here. No, I mean, I'm a pro. We've been at 90 for almost the last hour, which is awesome. But I am still facing hurdles. I'm still like, why can't I get to 100? Like I still can't. Like, oh, I'm not at 100 yet. I can't get there. So there's people that I have. Oh, a 100 is my hurdle. There's some people like, oh, 30 is my hurdle. 10 is my hurdle. 5 is my hurdle. But just that eventually you will cross that hurdle. That hurdle, you will cross it as long as you keep. Nobody ran. Usain Bolt didn't run the 100-meter. Didn't break the world record of 100 meters the first time he ran the 100 meters. You know what I mean? He practiced, and then eventually Usain Bolt became the fastest man in the world with a little bit of steroids too. But you know what I'm saying? He practiced, and so that's what I want to do. I want to, because the exposure partnered streamers get is amazing. It's crazy. They see 126%, 120% growth when they go from non-partnered to partnered. So I want to use that platform to continue to support smaller streams. Just continue as long as possible. Support. I always say this. I remember once somebody told me. I remember when I was on the front page when I was doing the StackUp.org, and there was 500 people watching my stream. Somebody tweeted. Somebody in my stream goes, "Hey, Guardian, you got 500 people watching you. Why aren't you being different, or why aren't you doing something different?" And I'm like, why am I gonna do something different? I'm gonna keep doing what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I got 500 people watching me. I'm gonna start, doing a song and dance and being different. No, I'm gonna do what got me there. You know what I mean? If support smaller streams gets me there, I'm gonna keep doing it for as long as possible. If Destiny gets me there, I'm gonna keep playing Destiny for as long as possible. I'm gonna keep doing what got me there. Too many people like to get cute once they start seeing success. People start being cute, start buying into their own hype, and they think they're like a little superstar. No, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. If you do raid carries, keep doing raid carries. If you're good at doing trials, do trials. You know what I mean? Do that, man. It started seeing the dancing.
Let's change the subject to something else that would be, I think, beneficial to a lot of people. I know that if I had had this knowledge the first time it happened to me, I probably would not have embarrassed myself. But let's talk about when big-time partner streamers raid you and or swing by your channel, and the appropriate way to react. It's pretty easy to kind of poop your pants sometimes if you see a huge name pop up, or if you get raided by somebody who's got just a metric ton of viewers. What would you say is a veteran way to handle that kind of a situation?
Good one by K Magic. Don't compare yourself to other streamers. Never. The proper reaction is do not fanboy out. Do not fanboy out. Which is what
I did, by the way.
Yeah, try not to fanboy. Try not to fangirl. Continue like I will always like butts, Miss Ultimate Cannon. Try not to fanboy out or fangirl out over this person. They are. I mean, what would you do? What would you do? Let's say at your job, you're a lawyer, and you are an established lawyer at your law firm. And there's a young, growing lawyer that's doing a great job, and you want to bring that person into your lawyer team, or you want to hand that person a case because you know they're going to do well. Would you trust them if you go, hey, Melinda, you're a good lawyer. Here's a good case for you that I think is going to help you. Would you want her to go, oh my God, thank you so much. Oh my God, I love you. And you just start like, no, you don't want that. You want to be like, thank you. I really appreciate it. I will do my best to make you proud. It's almost the exact same thing. If Gothalion raids you, if Giggle Monster raids you, Broman, Spazzy, any big time streamer raids you, just be like, oh my God, appreciate it. Oh, thank you so much. I got rated by Vio yesterday, and I was like, Vio, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You're a great streamer. I said a little story about how Vio and I met, and then I thanked her for trusting me with her friends. Then I started introducing myself. Start introducing yourself. Talk about yourself at that moment. That's when you got to do it. If you're getting rated by a humongous streamer, like Lono likes to say, a Leviathan streamer, someone that's humongous, turn off your notifications immediately, because your notifications are just gonna go boom, boom, boom. They're just gonna keep going, especially if Gathalion stream or if Guardian Outpost raids you. Oh God, Lone Star. Just thank them. Be humble, and if you wanna, if then later on reach out to them on Twitter and be like, hey, thank you so much. If you feel like you weren't gracious enough, then you could find them on Twitter. Yeah, exactly. The elevator pitch. Exactly, Kevin. The elevator pitch. If you get rated by a big partnered streamer and you're getting more viewers than you've ever had, don't just be sitting there going, oh, thank you, so awesome, so great, blah, 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 blah. Thank you, awesome, I love it. Hi guys, my name is David. Welcome to my channel. This is Guardian Outpost. I stream Destiny every single day, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm the guy that created the hashtag #SupportSmallestreams. If you've ever heard of Support Smaller Streams, I'm the guy. I created that hashtag. If you're a new or growing streamer, follow me on Twitter. I'll be more than happy to promote your stream. Hang out by your stream, and interact with you. Thank you for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. Again, I stream every single day. I play on PlayStation 4. I play on Xbox One. And again, thank you. Welcome. Make yourself comfortable. And enjoy yourself. And thank you. And once again, thank you, Vio, for bringing me all your viewers. I really, really appreciate it. And that's it. Do the elevator pitch. You got 30 seconds to sell somebody on something. You're in an elevator with somebody you're in an elevator with a boss of yours that you want a promotion. You got 30 seconds to sell them. Boom. That's what you got. I mean, that off the top of my head is what I did, but that's what I do all the time when somebody. No,
I like a 10 out of 10 reaction though. I'm okay with a 10 out of 10 reaction. I just the panic. I guess.
Don't panic. Exactly.
I rated Turmoil yesterday, and Turmoil reacted like I am a million viewer, super partnered, Twitch president, and it was a great feeling for me. He made such a big deal out of it. I don't know if Twitch alerts were broken and giving him the wrong number, or if my count was accurate, but I appreciated that. And how do you want people to feel? I mean, obviously a rate is
people can respond however they want to respond. I'm not telling people how to respond. You want to geek out on me? Hey, I'm gonna love it. You're gonna stroke my ego. I'm gonna love that shit. Hell yeah, Guardian Outpost, great. I'm sitting here going, awesome. They love me so much. But seriously, the not panicking, because if you want to grow, you gotta know how to be, and you gotta be ready for prime time. You know what I mean? That's what we call ready for prime time. Are you ready for prime time? A lot of the partnered streamers, a lot of big streamers sometimes do it to say, all right, this guy's a good streamer. I've watched him a lot. Let's see how he handles this situation. So they'll throw a whole bunch of viewers at you and see how you react. If you react like you're nervous, you're bumbling, you can't do anything anymore, then you're not ready for prime time. If you, fine, fanboy out, fangirl out for a little bit, be appreciative, but then just continue doing your stream, because that shows people that you're ready. You're ready for prime time. You're ready for the big leagues. You know what I mean? See ya, Lightning fan. And so that's what I would say. Like, react however you want to react, but the elevator pitch is definitely what I would say is you guys should definitely do. Like, even if you're nervous, just still be like, hey, I'm Lone Star. Like, hey, I'm Lone Star Soldier. I stream Destiny. I stream League of Legends. Blah, blah, blah. Do your things, all the good things that you do. Hey, I'm Zero Carp 30. What's going on, man? I'm a variety streamer. Hey, I'm Silent Protagonist. I like to do raid carries. Hey, I'm this person. Hey, I'm that. Hey, I'm Evil Aura. Do the elevator pitch. That's how you guys should all react, because you never know if those people are coming back. I always say a successful raid is not 100 people, is not 100 people showing up at a raid. That's a nice in the moment goal. That's a nice in the moment goal. The goal, a successful raid to me, is when 1 or 2 people come back. 1 or 2 people coming back,
and or You hold the viewership.
Or you hold the viewership. Exactly.
In some cases, it's impossible, but in other cases, I mean,
in some cases, it's hard. I mean, if you're getting rated by Gathalion and you went from 30 to 1,000, you're not gonna hold 1,000 people. But if you could slow them away, if you could get them to, if they immediately leave you, you don't want that. You don't want them to just immediately go, we're out of here. No, you want them to actually be like, okay, I'm staying for a little while. Okay, now I'm leaving. Stay for a little while. Okay, now, like eventually, you want the number to dwindle down slowly. You don't want the number to dwindle down like almost immediately. You know, so be able to hold the audience. But 1 or 2 people coming back, man, that's like seedlings. That's like seedlings. One person, 2 people coming back turns into 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and before you know it, that raid has been successful. So yeah. Try to hold an audience. Don't just geek out and be like, oh my god, geek out. Try to hold the audience. Do your stream. Do your stream. Do what got you rated in the first place. What got that attention. If you're good at saying butt jokes the whole time, and people love butt jokes, keep doing your butt jokes. Just keep on with the butt jokes. Excuse me. Keep on with with your dick jokes. Keep on with everything that you're doing. Don't just stop because a whole lot of people are watching you. Just keep doing what you're doing, and of course be gracious. And if you feel like you're not gracious enough, like I said, go on Twitter, look for them, send them a message if you can, and be like, hey, thank you, I really appreciate that. That was awesome. Thank you for supporting me.
I think that's pretty good insight and pretty good advice. Oh my god.
By the way, this has been a great streamer spotlight. I love this guy that you guys have on today.
This guy's really good. It's been a little long. It's a little bit longer than we typically go, but I think that people have been waiting for it and been wanting it, honestly. You know, you spend so much time talking about you and never any time talking about anybody or talking about other people and not yourself. So I feel like this was due. I already had my
little
time
inside the music. Now let's get into the part of the Guardian's life where he did drugs. All right, so back in 1987. I was on this heroin kick.
Before the second album came out, the pressure from the first album was too great.
I mean, I had mountains of cocaine the size of Peter Dinklage. I couldn't believe it. No, we never did any drugs around here.
We never did any drugs yet. Not yet. We have to wait for the crash. Is when that would happen.
We gotta wait. Yeah, that'll be for a Destiny Community Cut.
Well, speaking of Destiny Community Con, I'll have an answer at the end of this week as to whether I'll be there.
Yes, we need you there.
There's been a lot of people, not up in arms, but a lot of people inquiring about whether or not I'll be there.
We are inquiring, and we would be up in arms if you do not go. Because I mean, like,
I feel like
it's like you can totally make it. You're not that. Where are you? In Delaware? That's not that far away.
You know, the airfare will be provided so long as the relationship is sustained with the pilot. So my friend is dating a pilot, a commercial airlines pilot.
I heard about that. You told me that once. I'm like, listen. Nurture that relationship. Make sure they keep growing.
But
is it a woman dating a man, or is it a man dating a woman?
No, they are a gay couple. It is a man and a man.
Is a man and a man?
You know, part of the
even better, even easier. Just drop some Viagra in their coffee when they're not watching.
Part of the thing that makes me is I'm accepting of everybody. I don't give
that's perfect.
What you are, who you are. You know, there's.
I'm very accepting.
There's no.
I will tell you a quick story.
No nonsense here.
I will tell you a quick story about a kid that once came by my stream. I don't know if the kid was being truthful or not, but I'm going to take it as face value because I take a lot of things at face value. This kid one time came into my stream, and he clicked on my heart. I was still doing the potato streams in those days, and it made you snort while on the phone. Nice. During the potato days, this kid comes into my stream. He goes, "Hey, what's going on?" And I'm like, hey, what's up? Hey, it's my first time in your stream. Cool, man, welcome. Welcome. And he's like, oh well, I really like your stream. Your channel is cool. It's safe here. I feel like it's safe here. Like he said he'd been hanging out for like a few hours. And I'm like, all right. So he finally started talking. Hey, everybody that just walked in, welcome. Streamer Spotlight today is me. Evil Aura turned it around on me. And you missed it. You missed it about 30 minutes ago. I was bawling my eyes out. So you guys totally missed the crying. Don't worry, I will highlight the crying. It'll be in there. So this kid comes into my stream, and he said he'd been there for a couple hours. And he's like, I really like your stream. I'm like, thanks. I really appreciate it. I really feel comfortable in here. I'm like, cool, man. I really appreciate that, too. He's like, yeah. So I just want to say, are you uncomfortable with people saying that they're gay? Like, no, I'm not uncomfortable with that at all. I live in Miami, man. Come on. Why would I be uncomfortable with that? And he's like, because I'm gay, and I just wanted to say that because I'm going around, and then he actually asked me for advice on how to say it to his parents. This kid felt comfortable enough with me to ask me advice. Like, listen, I'm coming out. I've come out to all my friends. I'm coming out to all my friends. How do I come out to my parents? And I'm like, just be honest with them. And I found that as an ultimate compliment. I'm like, wow. Like, again, I don't know if the kid was messing with me. He probably was messing with me. Who knows? But I want to take it, like I said, at face value. And I want that. And I want to know that, that I'm not against that at all, man. I mean, I have plenty of gay friends, both sides of the aisle, both male and female, and and I support the ever-loving crap out of them. So that does not at all make me uncomfortable. And in fact, you told me that they're both men. I'm telling you, the plot is a lot easier now. You could give them both coffee, drop a little Viagra in their coffees, and bam, just get out of the room in 45 minutes, bro. Just get out of the room. Be like, put a little timer on your watch. Be like, beep, beep, 45 minutes. Hey, guys, I'm going to go walk the dog for about 4 hours. And then get out of there, and bam, there you go.
And I want to be clear to chat and to everybody listening and anybody who's going to watch on YouTube that this is just my belief and the way that I carry myself, and Dave has interjected the way that he is. We are not preaching to the choir.
No.
We're telling anybody how to live their life or how to be, or you should be this or you should be that. That's not what this conversation is about. This is just explaining to you. You asked, I answered. He's one of my best friends. They've been great to me my entire life. I am, and I guess I should just disclose this right now. I'm engaged to be married. I'll be getting married in June. A lot of people ask me why I don't have a PlayStation 4, and it's because I have to pay a wedding. I have to pay for a wedding this year and a honeymoon. So
I've known about this wedding for a long time. I've known about this wedding.
You've known about it. I don't want to divulge too much to my personal life. I do want to keep my personal life personal and my Twitch life.
Do you need my address for the invitation? Because I would.
For the invitation, right? You need a speech from Dave. So a lot of people are like, "Hey, man, how come you don't have a PlayStation 4 yet?" I want to help you get one, and it's like, this year it's not until I don't even know.
Not in the cards.
I don't even know, and I can ask my wife when it's going to be in the cards for me to have a PlayStation 4. So it's one of those situations. Thank you for the congratulations. June 18th, Stealth. 1 week.
Wow, one week before Stealth. So you're getting married the week after. Stealth, if you need my address, I'll send you my invitation as well.
So
GuardianOutpost tour of weddings.
Layla's got a mommy, so and part of my breakdown that I had on whatever day it was last week or this week, I don't remember. That was related to part of it. We all have our moments, and I'm learning to be a bit more professional as I go. I'm passionate. I'm emotional. I'm about as real as it gets, and I let my emotions get the best of me on Thursday. But I'm getting married. There's no PlayStation 4 because I have to pay for a wedding, and weddings are not cheap. I'm not going to the courthouse. I wish I was. I wish I was going to the courthouse. I have a gigantic Italian family, and they will have a problem if I just go to the courthouse.
So if I go to your wedding and I start going, "Hey, Evil Aura, nice to meet you," how many people would punch me?
You'll probably get stabbed. I'm not gonna lie. You'll probably get stabbed.
So note to self: do not talk like Mario at Aura's wedding. All right.
My family's pretty amazing.
I will wait until everybody's drunk on the whiskey. Then I'll be like, "Hey, it's me, Mario. This guy is hilarious."
So, for everybody out there who's like, "Hey, man, I want you to be on PlayStation 4. I want to play alongside you." I want that too. I would love to have a PlayStation 4, but it's just not in the cards this year.
We will get it for you, Aura.
Looks like I picked a bad year to start streaming.
Yeah, you picked a
terrible year to start streaming.
I do kind of look like Mario. Thanks. I was very fortunate, man. I've had a pretty fortunate life that my wedding was actually paid for by my father-in-law. Paid the whole thing, man. And I'm like, oh goodness, because my father-in-law is so traditional. And so is my wife. My wife is so traditional. Like, literally, one of the first things I thought of when we had a daughter was like, oh my God, my wife's family is traditional. I might have to pay for my daughter's wedding. No! All right, guys, 76-hour stream to pay for my daughter's wedding. No, seriously. So I got very fortunate there. I read about and hear about so many people saying that I got to pay for my wedding and I got this, and I'm like, oh my God, I count my blessings. I literally hug my father-in-law almost every other day when I go, thank you, right in his ear all the time.
Wedding expenses are real, man.
Wedding expenses are real.
Joke.
My father-in-law paid for it. My father-in-law paid for the wedding. My mother paid for the pictures. My grandmother paid for the honeymoon. So, wifey and I were like, "Oh my God, like what is going on here, man?" So, I feel your pain because my brother-in-law, he had to pay for his wedding. And him and his wife went all out, and the only thing they didn't have to pay for was booze because she works for a liquor company, so they didn't have to buy booze, but everything else they had to buy. So I feel your pain there, and yeah, take your time on the PlayStation. PlayStation's not going anywhere. It will be great to have you on PlayStation when Destiny 2 comes out. I
can't handle 6 characters, man, and I would be the ass clown who would do it because I have to have one of each character.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
You know,
the grind is so real, man. From PlayStation to Xbox.
My Titan is so important for raiding. It's always been my go-to character for raids. And then my Hunter and my Warlocks are so crucial for PvP that I can't just have, one character on the. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I'd handle that kind of a. Maybe you'd be a better person to talk about how to handle the. Well, I don't even know how many characters you have. If you have 6.
I have all 6. I have all 6 characters. I started with my Warlock and I leveled it up as much as I could, and then I didn't really start the other 2 characters until I had enough gear that I could give it to the other characters, and I could level them up a little quicker. And I got lucky though. I was able to use a Spark of Light on both my Hunter and my Titan, because the Spark of Lights were still not being sold at those times. They still weren't being sold at those times, so I was able to use my my thing. Yeah, I didn't start leveling up. I did my Warlock until I was like, all right, I have enough guns and I've got enough gear that once I get my Titan or my Hunter to level 40, I can give them this stuff and it's not going to be super grindy. So I did all my grinding, all my super grindy stuff on the first character I did on PlayStation, which was my Warlock. After that, Titan and Hunter, I leveled them up really fast because I was able to run raids with my Warlock. I was able to run Trials of Osiris with my Warlock. I was able to run, a lot of high-level end-game stuff that gave me a lot of high-level end-game gear. And so that's what I did. That's how I did it. Some people like Angry Iceberg is doing something right now that I think is very interesting. He created another character. I don't know if it's his 5th or 6th. I don't know which character it is.
It's a whole different account. He made a whole other account.
A whole different account where his character, he's doing nothing but PvP. He played the bare minimum of PvE because you're required to play some PvE. He did the bare minimum of PvE, and then he's doing nothing but PvP with that character, which I think is super interesting to see. I saw him creating it the other day, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. He's like, this character is not going to touch any PvE. It's only going to be PvP. It's funny because some people were calling him out. Well, you're doing PvE now. He's like, well, I have to. I mean, can't avoid it. Jesus. He's like, I have to. So the grind is very, very real, and you're going to enjoy the PlayStation. You will. I love my Xbox. I've been an Xboxer. I never played PlayStation 3. I never had a PlayStation 3. I was primarily a 360 guy. I defended 360 to the death, to everything. I'm like, no, 360 is better than PlayStation 3. In a way, it kind of was. And when I finally got my PlayStation, I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. It felt kind of weird because it was like, you grew up in this one town for about 15 years, and then you move to another town, and then you don't know anybody there. So that's kind of how it was when I moved over to the PlayStation. But you really like it. It is a really good console. They're both the exact same consoles. There's no difference. I mean,
I've heard reports that the PlayStation runs smoother for gaming.
You're literally splitting hairs. You're splitting hairs.
I obviously haven't seen it. I can't comment on it. I started online gameplay with PlayStation 2, and I had friends via Facebook who were on Xbox, and they were like, "Hey man, I'm part of this group on Facebook. Actually, Heaven's Oblivion is part of that group." The Retired Killers, and they're like, we're gonna, you should get an Xbox and come play with these guys. And I was like, all right. And then I never moved. I never went back to PlayStation ever since then.
Yeah.
You know, I have really good memories of playing Rainbow Six.
Same here, man. Halo got me. Halo got me. I turned in my PlayStation 2 for the original Xbox because I saw Halo. I saw a buddy of mine playing Halo. I'm like, that game is the freaking shit. Do they have it for PlayStation 2? It's like, no, it's only for the Xbox. And I'm like, because it was weird. Like, I guess it was weird to see Microsoft delving into the gaming, because it was all about, man, back in those days, it was all about PlayStation. PlayStation ruled the market. It was PlayStation, PlayStation 2. Well, Nintendo was still around, and Nintendo had their SNES, and they had their SNES, which was still kind of in the lead. But then when PlayStation came out, PlayStation just completely took over. PlayStation almost wiped Nintendo off the map, and everybody had a PlayStation. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. And then it was weird. It was weird. There was a big press conference, and Microsoft is having a big press conference, and everybody should watch it. I remember watching it on CNBC. I remember going on CNBC going, what is Microsoft? What the hell are they talking about? What are they talking about? So I watched the press conference on CNBC, and they unveiled this black box. And they're like, Microsoft is now going into gaming. I'm like, haven't they always been into gaming? Like PC gaming? What are you talking about? Microsoft is going into console gaming. And it was very strange to see Microsoft. And remember, Microsoft also had Xbox had those ginormous controllers. Remember that ginormous controller it first came out with, which was like, who the hell made this controller? It must have been a giant that made that controller. And then Halo got me, man. I remember watching that game. I remember my buddy got my cousin, my rich cousin, was the one that got the Xbox. I watched them. Yeah, the Direct Xbox. Yeah, it was the Direct X box is what they were calling it. Eventually turned into just Xbox. See ya, cats. Have a great day. After that, I saw Halo, and I'm like, this game is amazing. I'm like, is it for PlayStation? It's like, no, this is only for the Duke. The controller was called the Duke. My buddy was like, this is only for Xbox. I'm like, okay, PlayStation 2. Have my PlayStation 2 EB games and give me that Xbox. And ever since then, it's been Xbox all the way until November of 2015. And you'll like the PlayStation. The only thing I'll say is the controller, to me, I got a PlayStation controller right here, right next to me. The controller to me feels kind of flimsy, toy-like. I don't know. Ladman's the opposite. Ladman likes the PlayStation controller because he says he feels like he's gonna crush the Xbox controller. I feel quite the opposite. I like my
Wait, who's gonna crush it?
Ladman. Ladman feels like he's gonna crush the PlayStation, the Xbox.
I thought you
controller.
said probably over 9,000. I was like, well, I mean, is that really the
probably over 9,000 could crush a lot of things? I mean, let's be real. That guy could crush a lot. Could crush a lot.
If he goes to Destiny Con and I see him, I'm literally gonna jump into his arms and have somebody take a picture.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I'm gonna unfortunately, and I don't.
He's not gonna be able to make it, right?
He's not gonna make it. He's not. We talked about it. He told us last night on the podcast that he's not gonna be able to make it.
Well, at least we'll have a solid anchor holding it down in the directory when it.
Exactly. Probably over 9. It's gonna be 2 people in the directory. It's gonna be probably over 9,000, and the channel Gathalion is going to make for Destiny Community Con. That's it. That's it. Because Gathalion's making a channel for Destiny Community Con because he's going to be streaming Destiny Community Con, but it's not going to be streamed from his channel. He's going to stream it from another channel that he's created. So I would love to see probably over 9,000 there, but he's not going to be able to make it. It's unfortunate, but you know we're gonna miss you, 9K, and I'm definitely gonna be, you know, he's definitely gonna be topics of conversation down there because he's a big time Destiny guy now as well, and well,
the statement still stands, but when I meet him and it's gonna happen, I'm gonna literally jump into his arms.
Well, he lives close to your hood. You could probably drive an hour, to get to where. You get to
Pennsylvania? He's up here. I know Zach lives.
No, he's actually in the tri-state area. He's in Jersey, guys. He's in Jersey.
Oh, he's in Jersey. Oh, okay.
He's in Jersey.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get over to Metric Method's house with a case of beer one night and do a multi in his house.
That's one guy I cannot wait to meet. Come over Metric Methods. Metric Methods.
You're in New Jersey.
He's in New Jersey. He's a Jersey boy. Yeah. I'm always weary of telling people where they live, but yeah. He's going to PAX East, So if you guys are going to PAX East, that's where he'll be. Just look for the giant dude crushing beers. I'm just crushing beers. Although they don't sell alcohol at PAX. They did it. They totally did it.
Well, they're not going to have it at Destiny Con.
And they're not going to have it at Destiny Con. And we are looking at
for the after party.
We looked at a few after party places, and I think I know where the after party place is going to be. Kevin wants to make it at some. I think Kevin. It's going to end up being at. It's probably going to end up being at Ybor City, and Kevin says Ybor City is shady. I mean, Ybor City is nothing compared to the places I've seen here in Miami. So I can take you to some shady places, Kevin. That Ybor City will look like a suburb next to it.
No, thank you.
I can take you to some shady places. Yeah, man, you'll love the PlayStation, man. I really can't. Yeah, and you know what? It's actually vital. It's vital to, especially those that are serious about this, like serious about getting partnership, serious about doing this thing. Both consoles is critical. Look at even Ignite, man. Ignite Plays finally got his PlayStation. I'm so happy for him. It's rough, but not too shady. Probably over 9,000. Ignite finally got himself his PlayStation, and I think that's gonna help him grow exponentially. It really has, and I really gotta thank everybody that got me my PlayStation. Poopin' Cats, Jack Sharp, Legendary Landman. You were in there as well, Aura. Almost everybody in that list, almost everybody in that scrolling list up there. Everybody in that scrolling list up there was for the most part, a lot of them were a part of it to get my PlayStation 4, and it really has helped me. I've been able to reach out to another audience, because for a long time I was just Xbox. Now PlayStation 4, and I can play with people on PlayStation. I can play with people on Xbox. Because if you tell people, what console are you on? I'm on Xbox. Oh, they'll leave. But if you tell them, oh, I play on both consoles, they'll stay, because they'll be like, oh, okay, he plays on both consoles, so I'll come back the day that he plays on the other console. And boom, you just made yourself another viewer. I know that it's expensive.
I've got a ton of people who are PlayStation 4 only, even though I'm Xbox only.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I've had people that stay and hang around, even if I don't play. I mean, hell, a lot of people that were my viewers were PlayStation. I remember doing my streams going, damn it, all you guys are on PlayStation, damn it. Hey, what's up, FTN? What's up, man? Thank you for saying hello. By the way, hello to everybody that's in here this morning. I guess we're just going to go streamer spotlight the rest of the way. There hasn't been no freaking music. I've completely stopped playing music about an hour and almost 2 hours ago now. Evil Aura got me talking about myself, and geez, hate talking about myself this much, but if I'm doing it once a month, that's fine. Once a month, maybe even less than this. That's actually perfectly fine. Yeah, Aura flipped the script on me today, guys, and made me the streamer spotlight. Let me just say quickly some shout outs to people that have just followed, that just clicked on my heart. Goddess Vamp, Resetic, Roger Druzina, Trizzy, Scuba Melt, Hera Cross. You're all the bee's knees. Don't let anyone say otherwise. Thank you for clicking on my heart. Welcome to Guardian Outpost. Also want to say all the people that have hosted me. All the people that hosted me. There you go. P92 LOL. Thank you for the host, Sexy Beast. All the people that have hosted me. If I missed your host, I'm sorry. I was probably crying. Scotty A 1995, Prophet on Fire, Very Bad Aim 40, Old Fat Saggy, Awesome Sauce, Archie, Drax 420, Travis BS Zep, XIX Venom XI, The Rick Black, Texas Leo, Elite Viper, Swarberham Lincoln, Bye Felicia LOL, Jerkum Forever HOF, Kazia Rama, Eclipse Evolve, Fighting the Bomb, Aluza 101, Chicken Soup, Hockey Rocks 248, Juju Beamy, Lone Star, Goku 707, Angry Iceberg, Steve SQ, Evil Aura, thank you so much for today. Happy birthday to Evil Aura as well. We've totally taken... See what happens? Today is Evil Aura's birthday, but I took the spotlight.
I'm taking a page out of Lono's book, making it all about the other person.
Making it all about... Exactly.
I'll have my time. Don't you worry about
Nico
that.
Rook, Stealth 627, you will have your time, and you will, man. You are growing at an exponential rate. You're actually at a quicker pace than I am, so you're doing good, man.
What's that? Me?
Yeah, you're doing great. All right, where was I? Evil Aura, Nico Rook,
yeah, keep going.
Stealth 627, T-Bond, Pudding of War, Veteran Tyson, DT Huna, Jack Sharp 89, Random Pawn Stores, Rose Dryer, P92 LOL, and now Papa Nick Fresh. Thank you guys so much for the host. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for hanging out today. And see, it really, you know, I might bring tears to my eyes again, but it really is great. I mean, you guys haven't gone anywhere. You guys haven't gone nowhere. I've been talking about myself for the last hour and a half, and I'm literally embarrassed about talking about myself this much, and you guys are still sticking around. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I promise I won't talk about myself this much anymore. Evil Aura just flipped the script on me, and you know, there was going to come a day, and Aura said it perfectly, there was going to come a day where I was going to have to say more of my story and say more of what's going on with me, and you know, guys, I'm always an open book. You guys can always ask me questions about anything, about my life. You know, I talk about my life, women I dated, mistakes I've made, and I've made plenty of them. Trust me, I'm 34 years old. I've lived such a full life, and there's still more of my life to live, but I've lived such a full life to this point that I'm always willing to embarrass myself. Oh, thank you so much, King Kuzi. I really appreciate it, man. What is the highest light level? 320.
What's the best way to get a hold of you should people want to ask you questions? The most efficient, effective way to get a response should people have, whether it's in real life or streaming questions or anything of that nature.
People can email me. I'll get. You know what? I say people can email me, but jump into my Discord. Jump into my Discord and ask me questions there. I mean, obviously, don't jump into the voice channel right now because we're using it. But jump into my Discord. Get in there. Ask me questions there. Twitter. I watch a lot of my Twitter. In fact, it's getting tougher and tougher on Twitter because I'm getting. I see the notifications are coming fast and furious. Not to you know, it's kind of a little humble braggy of myself, but it is getting kind of tough to respond to everybody on Twitter. Discord's a good way. In fact, Discord is a good way. Get into my Discord, jump into that channel, ask me questions there. But yeah, I mean, Twitter. Go ask me questions on Twitter. You know, come here to my stream, ask me questions. I mean, the best time to get me is obviously when I'm sitting here and I'm streaming because I'm here. I'm captive, you know. I'm captive. I'm sitting right here, so I will most likely see the question here. But I would say right now, go into my Discord. My Discord channel. I'm in there a lot. And I really want to get my Discord channel like more hype. I look at other people's Discord channels and they're constantly notifications in there. Meanwhile, my Widow channel, nobody uses it, you know. It's like, oh. You know.
Actually, this is the first time I've been in your Discord channel.
Well, good.
And I've given every single Spotlight person the link to get there.
That's perfect. And I see there's every single Spotlight person is in there, which I'm glad. Stalk me outside the window. There's still 6 or 7. Stalk me, exactly. Stalk me outside the window. Oh, God. Oh, man. Hey, CM is Ultimate Cannon. Happiest of birthdays to Evil Aura. Yes, happiest of birthdays.
It's off to a good start, man. It's off to a good start. I meant to tell, and this is probably a good platform to say it. We are so far ahead. We're into the last week of April for booking streamer spotlights that I'm actually holding off because it wasn't a big deal last week with the pushing the schedules back and all, but we did miss Grenadier Jake.
We did.
Who might have been the biggest, probably the biggest guest we could have had. So everybody out there who's been asking me, my Twitters are off the friggin' handle. But everybody who wants to be involved in it, just so you guys know, we're taking a little bit of a reprieve on booking only because we're so far ahead right now. It's become a lot bigger than I guess either one of us thought.
Yeah, it's become huge. This was really, and another thing for my wife's brain. This was all my wife's brain. She was like, when you get your camera, my mom was like, when you get your camera and your stream and your stream becomes more professional looking, you should have a moment in your stream where you play with another streamer and introduce them to the audience. And I'm like, that's really good. And for a long time, I struggled on how to implement it. Like, how am I going to implement it? One day, literally, off the seat of my pants, I just said, freak it, let's do it. I grabbed Princess Frida from chat, and I had Princess Frida be my streamer spotlight. And I think that Aura was like, I think you thought that was great. And Aura just emailed me. He sent me a DM. He's like, listen, dude, I like your streamer spotlight, but we're gonna freaking make it a little more professional looking. And I'm like, oh, sure, yeah, let's do it. And so he started booking guests, and it's great. I'm actually glad that you're holding off because my wife is leaving to China April 28th, so I will let you know what's going on for that week. But
yeah, we're not even in. That's why I'm waiting because
yeah, wait.
I mean, stuff comes up in everybody's life and everything, but and it's understandable. Nobody cares, you know. If I have to email people and say, hey, you know, David can't be there because X, Y, Z, they're not going to throw a hissy fit, unfollow, report, all that nonsense. And everybody's been very understanding of the entire situation, but
oh yeah, well,
and it went down. It was like you were in your stream and like finding people in stream to have on, and I was like, you can't.
That's the first two. The first two were like that.
You can't do that.
Zach was like that. Yeah, Zach was like that. Zach Elite and Princess Frida were like that, and you were like, oh man, we can't do it like that. Yeah, so I'm actually glad that Demon Hunter Bean 1, you're the bee's knees. Don't let anyone say otherwise. Thank you for clicking on my heart. Welcome to GuardianOutpost. Yeah, so I'm glad that you're freaking. Let's do some Clash. Actually, let's do some Rift. Let's do some Clash. Clash is fine. I'm glad that you stepped up, and I'm glad. Yeah, and without your help and without my wife freaking bringing it up, man, this thing is blown up. It's amazing, and you know, a lot of people see how it's helped. The most important part is that it's helping. It's helping people. You know, Coben and Pouty yesterday. I asked Coben, hey, how did it go? You know, not even how did it go. I just told him, hey, thank you for being in the stream spotlight. It was great. He's like, hey, dude, most people in your chat already knew who I was, but we still gained 13 followers. And I'm like, that's freaking great. You know, because a lot of people in here, you guys already know who Coben and Pouty is. So, so you know, it's just a way to, like Aura said, to introduce you to the human side. I wanted to know how Coben and Pouty met. I wanted to know how Coben got Pouty into streaming. You know, I wanted to know all. You know, I want to know all that stuff. I want to know, you know, about you know, Evil Aura's, you know, why he loves Pitbull so much. I want to know about Silent Protagonists and Legendary Ladman and all these people, which we should try to get Ladman on one of these days. I had Ladman on my regular podcast, but I want to
book Ladman. Let me see if I booked them, dude.
We probably have Ladman. And tomorrow is another.
Yeah, Ladman's on. He's April 14th or 15th.
Awesome! Wow,
Legendary Ladman.
Let me look. All right, tomorrow's gonna be another great streamer spotlight. We got K Magic 101 coming on with us tomorrow. We're gonna get to know Kevin, but we're gonna also talk a lot about Destiny Community Con. And you know what we're gonna talk to Kevin. What I want to talk to Kevin about. I don't know if Kevin is in here right now. Ladman is booked. What we're gonna talk to Kevin about tomorrow is his relationship with Gothalion. And no, I don't want to know what's it like to be friends with Gothalion. No, that's not how it's gonna be. It's gonna be like, you know, like I want to know, because to me, Kevin being friends with Gothalion is the closest I'll probably ever get to me having a friend that is friends with a celebrity. Like, you know what I mean? Like if Aura was best friends with freaking Scott Weiland, I'm gonna go up to Aura and be like, dude, what's it like to be friends with Scott Weiland? How did you meet?
Expensive.
Yeah. How did you meet Scott Weiland? Like, what's Scott Weiland like when he's not thinking? It's not gonna be about him. It's gonna be about that relationship. And we're gonna ask Kevin. We're gonna ask Kevin, how do you manage that? Because I'm sure it's super hard. I'm sure, like Aura, I'm sure if you're a musician and you become best friends with Scott Weiland, you're going to tell Scott Weiland, Scott, let's go on stage and sing together. Is he dead? Is Scott Weiland dead?
Oh, he's very dead.
Wow. Why did I just think of Scott Weiland then? Let's think of someone that's alive. Eddie Vedder.
Too soon, Kevin.
Too soon. Too soon. Okay,
I met a lot of, I worked in a music store for 8 years. I actually met quite a few musicians.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's say you were best friends with Eddie Vedder. With Eddie Vedder, you know, I'm sure it's really hard. It's really hard to you know, it's gonna be, you know, I'm sure you just want to yell at him, Eddie, come on, let's go on stage together and rock out and show everybody how good at music I am. You know, all
right. So weird story. I actually do know Eddie Vedder.
I'm guessing you probably do. I mean, if you worked at a music store, you probably do.
So we had a customer who had cerebral palsy, and every time that Pearl Jam would come to Philadelphia, they would bring Pete on stage with them. So one of the days, Pete brought Eddie Vedder to the music store to meet all of us, because we're the ones who sold all of Pete, this boy named Pete, his guitars. So Eddie Vedder is about as down to earth and human as a celebrity. Nice. You know, he made it so that it wasn't like meeting Eddie Vedder. It was of Pearl Jam. You were just meeting Eddie Vedder. Super cool dude. His voice when he talks is is exactly how he sounds when he sings though.
Hey, let me get a soda, make it large.
Super great guy though. Super great guy.
Oh, I want a quarter pounder with cheese. Oh, I want a quarter pounder with cheese.
And you know, and Italian, I just pictured Goth being the same way.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
I did get a glimpse of Goth because I hung out with him for 30 minutes, and he's the exact same dude he is on stream.
Did you have Swamp Ass though? Did you get Swamp Ass hanging out with Goth?
I did not get Swamp Ass. I was actually already a little not drunk, but a little buzzed because I didn't get drunk. I got a little buzzed, which but no, I didn't even. I like literally seriously. I think I said 2 words about my stream to Goth. Everything else was, we talked about Breaking Bad, we talked about a little bit about Destiny, we talked about DestinyCon, you know, we talked about other things, but no, it's gonna be interesting tomorrow with Kevin. We definitely want to introduce you guys to Kevin because without the Worst Radio Show, again, I always talked about this, Kevin and the Worst Radio Show. There was many points, many things happened, many things along this road to where I'm at right now. You guys like that? Oh, I want a quarter pounder with cheese. Anyway, so Eddie, Kevin Magic and the the Worst Radio Show. Really, I talk about Lono legitimizing me, but before Lono legitimized me, the Worst Radio Show legitimized my Twitter. Because I was on Twitter doing the Support Smaller Stream stuff. I still wasn't doing much podcasting yet. And I was doing the Twitter. It was Chef Wayneface who reached out to me. Chef Wayneface reached out to me and said, "Hey man, we like what you're doing. We like what you're doing. The Support Smaller Stream hashtag that you started. Would you like to come on our podcast? And talk about it?" And immediately I said yes. I'm like, hell yeah. I want to do it. And that, interestingly enough, was my first time on Twitch. Like live. Not like first time going to the website. It was the first time that I was live on Twitch. I was still nervous about showing my face. So I sent Kevin, I sent either Kevin or Robbie. I sent them a picture of myself from a funny picture of myself drinking a margarita, and I'm like, that's gonna be the picture I want them to use on this stream because I was still nervous about showing my face. So without the Worst Radio Show putting me on there, talking about the Support Smaller Streams, the hashtag, everything that I was doing, it was you. Yes, it was Kevin that I emailed because Kevin was the technical guy. Mr. Cheese 81, you're the bee's knees. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Welcome to this is how I want everyone to know me. It was Kevin. Without Kevin, there would be no Guardian Outpost. But for real, no, for real, it's not. I'm not being hyperbolistic right now. I'm being for real. The Worst Radio Show legitimized my Twitter. After that, I gained a whole bunch of fans that night. I gained freaking T-Bon that night. I gained Juju. I gained Bree. I gained the guys from Worst Radio Show. I gained a whole bunch of freaking fans that I still have to this day, still watch me, still hang out with me because of that one Worst Radio Show appearance. You know, I got so many people that followed me on Twitter that night. I think I got to 1,000 because those guys. I think I got to 1,000 because those guys were like, follow this guy, and boom. So it was the Worst Radio Show, which I miss. That podcast like crazy, man. That podcast Infinity Worst Radio Show was so good. Now they have Podcast AF. You know what the AF stands for? With Metric Methods and Robbie Hondro and wow, I always forget Pete, Robbie Hondro, Pete, Chef Wayneface. No, it's not Chef Wayneface. It's Metric, it's Pete, and it's Robbie. K Magic is gonna fill in for the next couple of weeks. But it's nice to see those guys still doing the thing, man. Because for real, the Worst Radio Show, I have a lot of people to thank, and we're gonna talk about that. Hey, what does AF stand for? F. So
it's funny that you mentioned that because I think back to Angry Iceberg, Monstrous Rage, and Cadix Gaming being the. I mean, I think I had under 50 followers. I don't even know. It was a very, very low number. And I think the first line was like, in the world of streaming, I am a very, very nobody nothingness.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even here right now compared to these three gentlemen. So it's funny how you talk about how something like that brings it to you.
Yeah, podcast, the worst radio show. I really got to thank those guys. They were like, "Are you a streamer?" I'm like, "No, I'm not a streamer. Just a dude. I'm just a dude on freaking Twitter. That's all I am." And we rated, which was great. That was the first time that I got to see how much of a difference Support Smaller Streams was doing at that point, just in its infancy. When we were finishing the podcast, Wayne Face was looking for somebody. They always rated somebody after their podcast. I told the guys, "Hey, I know this one guy. He's really cool. He's really cool. You guys should definitely rate this guy. Legendary Ladman." I mean, how many stories of Ladman? I have so many stories of Ladman. Ladman also instrumental, so I really can't wait to have him on. I said, "Legendary, let's rate this guy, Legendary Ladman." I shot the link over to Kevin, because it was all Kevin. I mean, there was nobody else there. I shot the link over to Kevin, and we rated Legendary Ladman, and everybody from the Worst Radio Show. I think what you guys had there was about 30 people watching that stream. And to me, that blew my mind. I'm like, oh my God, there's 30 people here watching this. This is amazing. And I was nervous. Like, my wife even told me, she watched that live. She's like, you were nervous at first, and then you kind of calmed down towards the end. And I'm like, okay, good. Because when I get nervous, I tend to talk like really fast and blah, 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 blah. So that's what I was doing. I rated Ladman. And oh my God, he gained so many followers. His follower notification just kept going off and off and off and off and off and off. And I'm like, what's going on here? It's like, is this of my doing? I remember Ladman tweeting at me later. He's like, dude, like, I think at that point I got Ladman up to 200 or something. Ladman wasn't even at 200 yet, and I got Ladman to 200 that night. And I'm like, what is going on here? Look at all these people going to their freaking going to his channel and checking him out. I thought it was amazing, man. When's the raid? I know there will be no actual Destiny raid today, but there will be a channel raid later. So you guys keep hanging out. And really, thank you so much. I mean, unbelievable. Talking about myself, which makes me very uncomfortable, but talking about myself, you guys are really enjoying this. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. 95 viewers. We've been in the 90s almost all morning. This is great. We keep, I mean, guys, I mean, again, I'm sorry for underestimating you guys for everything, for the money we raised for Bree, and the money we raised for StackUp.org, and the money we raised for Gaming for Pits. It's just amazing. And last week I didn't think, I'm like, 9 o'clock starts, no one's gonna come. It's gonna be one of these dead weeks. And my God, I mean, quite the opposite. It was probably one of the great. That was the first time. Yeah, Ladman was always eating Oreos in those days. Always eating Oreos and downing like 2-liter bottles of soda. It was amazing. But
the guy is still in shape.
The guy is still in great shape, which drives me nuts, man. Crazy. I eat one Oreo, and my face balloons up. It's like, look at this Oreo. It's so delicious.
one Oreo.
One Oreo, and my face is just like covers the whole screen. Ladman's not even in here. Oh, thank you, King Kuzi. So many stories. Again, I want to talk to Kevin about that, and we're going to talk to him about DestinyCon. Re-1025, you're the bee's knees. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Thank you for clicking on my heart. Welcome to Guardian Outpost. Hey, Hockey Rocks, welcome back. Yeah, so we rated Ladman, and that was just the infancy of Support Smaller Streams. And at that moment, I saw what this thing can be. Because at the time, it was just a silly hashtag. At the time, it was a silly hashtag for me. It was fun. I was growing from it, but I was like, this is just a silly hashtag. This thing can't last. And that moment was pivotal in Guardian Outpost's life. Again, I'm not talking in the third person. I'm talking Guardian Outpost as in the brand, not me, because I'm David. I'm not saying Guardian Outpost like I'm The Rock. I'm talking about the brand. Ladman is here.
And then Guardian Outpost ordered a sandwich.
And then Guardian Outpost likes the way you look. Guardian Outpost thinks you should get in bed with Guardian Outpost. No, so that was a pivotal moment for what I was doing, and I saw that, and I saw the raid, and I'm sitting there with Kevin and Wayne, and freaking Pete and Robbie, and we're watching Ladman just like smile from ear to ear with all these people coming to his channel and following him. Finally, Guardian Outpost. So I saw that and I'm sitting there like, man, this thing can be a big deal. Rienton, send me a message on Xbox and we'll get you in here, brother. See ya, Barbaric Ham. Thank you guys so much for. By the way, thank you guys so much for coming. Sorry if I'm not being super interactive. I'm trying to be as interactive.
See ya, Barbaric Ham.
See ya, Barbaric Ham, man. Have a great day. Whatever's on the menu today.
Barbaric Ham's in Washington D.C. He's traveling.
Oh, nice. Well, safe travels, brother.
Kind of mad he didn't go to Philadelphia. Just saying.
Yeah. So I saw right there. I'm sitting there like, man, this thing can be huge. This thing can be big. So I said, you know what? Let's nurture this thing. Let's see where it takes us. Let's see where it grows. And boom, this is where we're sitting at right now. So had it not been for Worst Radio Show showing me all that, legitimizing. Also, it gave me a chance for people to hear my voice for the first time. It gave me the first time for people to hear what I think about, all this stuff. And it couldn't be more perfect because the Dames of Destiny thing had just happened, where the Dames of Destiny got just obliterated on their Destiny, on their Bungie bounty, which they didn't do it anymore after that for a long time because it was so toxic that it gave us a chance to talk about the Dames of Destiny thing, and it was huge. So many, like for real, like if the day comes that I get partnership, there's gonna be so many people. I'm like Lono, I might crack, and I'm gonna have a laundry list of people to thank. You know.
Oh, you're gonna crack.
I cracked today talking about my old job.
Crack.
I'm definitely gonna crack. But then again, partnership is not the end game, guys. Partnership is not the end game.
Beginning.
It is
it's like getting to level 40.
It's like getting to level 40. Exactly. Now it's time to do the raid. Now it's time to do Trials of Osiris. Now it's time to do all the hard stuff. So right now I'm still leveling up my Guardian. If I were to compare it to Destiny, I would say I'm level 36 right now. I still got 4 more levels to go, and I'll get to level 40, and then we can start putting on our legendary stuff, aka the exotic armor, aka the sub button, which really I'm gonna use as a platform. To continue supporting smaller streams and helping as many people as possible. Live their dream of streaming, man. Live their dream of streaming. Whether it be a part-time thing or a full-time thing, it doesn't matter. You know, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be here for y'all. I'm gonna be here for y'all. Oh, it will be a great. I will do a 24-hour stream. I will totally do. If I get partnership, 24-hour stream is totally happening. 24-hour partnership stream where it's nothing but us playing Destiny all day. We'll do 12 hours on Xbox, 12 hours on PS4. El Cangri 85, you're the bee's knees. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Thank you for clicking on my heart. Welcome to Guardian Outpost. 4 more levels to welcome to my basement. You know, I've been thinking about that. Shooter McFahey, what's up, man? Can you be my weird advisor? Yeah, putting a vote, you could probably be my weird advisor. The insanity in Division this morning? Yes, I did hear about it. How the DZ is not working as intended, and it's a Wild West right now. That's going to be interesting to talk about next week with Lono and the guys. So, yeah, guys, that's y'all. That's going to be y'all. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't know what else can you say. Got any more questions for me, Aura? Come on. I'm running out of stuff now.
I guess we should approach the end of the day. I want to thank Guardian Outpost for being a guest on Guardian Outpost.
Wow. And it's great to sit on the other side of the couch.
If you guys need to find Guardian Outpost, you can click his link here. You guys need to find his channel. Make sure you guys are dropping follows for going. All right, the joke's old. Anyway, you know, thank you for doing this. Thank you for being.
No, thank you for turning it around on me. I didn't know what it was gonna be. I didn't know what it was gonna be. Like, whoa, Aura's turning it around on me. So no, thank you, man. Like for real, I don't like talking about myself, but like, thanks for letting me tell my story a little bit, and kind of like there's still more to tell. Like there's still more of me to tell. There's still more of pivotal moments, of pivotal things, of people that have told me things and said things to me that has kept me kept me going and kept me streaming. So, no, thank you, Aura. Guys, make sure, of course, you follow Evil Aura when he streams later on today. And you haven't asked me the question, bro. You haven't asked me.
That's what we're going for. We're going to do the boobs or butts, man. Make Star-Lord Captain might not be here, but it'll be on evidence. It'll be on video evidence anyway. So let's have it, man. Boobs or butts.
Dude, I am an ass man. I've always been an ass man. I'm Cuban.
I'm Cuban.
I'm Cuban. I live in Miami, and I'm an ass man. I've told the story before of the first time I met my wife. The first thing I saw of my wife was her ass, and I go, "Wow, that girl has." I was going on a half blind date because I knew what her face looked like. I didn't know what her body looked like. I don't know because I remember seeing her from Twitter. I remember seeing her from Twitter, and I only saw her face and like her upper torso. So I had no idea what was going on. So I went to this date with my wife, and I remember seeing this girl with a nice ass, and I'm like, man, that girl has a nice ass. And all of a sudden, she turns around, and it would turn out to be my wife. And I mean, you're talking about love at first sight. It was love at first, love at first lust, you know. Love at first gawk. Love at first gawk. That's what. I mean, there's nothing wrong with some great boobies. There's nothing wrong with some great boobies. I enjoy a nice pair of boobies as much as everybody. But I freaking, you know, I'm an ass man. I used to wear a T-shirt. I used to be a big fan of Mr. Ass Billy Gunn from WWF. I had his T-shirt, Mr. Ass. Yeah, man. Here in Miami, born and raised in Miami, and you know, living here my whole life, not going anywhere. I've been to other places, but why leave Miami? It's like the best place ever. I'm not leaving here until global warming drowns me, so I'm good. Until global warming drowns me, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, and so that's my thing, man. I am an ass man. Again, I'm not necessarily just an ass man. You know, my wife had a nice ass. I loved her, but then again, she's a great, strong woman, smart, doesn't need me, has done so much for me, has believed in me so much. My wife has believed in me so much, and she really is the freaking she is the foundation of GuardianOutpost. She's the one that told me, and I'll say it like this. I know maybe some of you are at work, not safe for work, but I will say it the way she said to me: "Stop being a fucking pussy and start streaming already." That's exactly how she told me, because I kept giving her all these excuses, why not to stream. Why not the stream? And that's exactly how she told it. All right. Due to someone requesting it. There it is! Oh, yeah. That is a theme song from Mr. Ass. The badass Billy Gunn. There it is.
You have that on cue?
I brought it up really quickly. There it is. That is what my wife said. Wife for the win. She said, "Stop being an effing puss. Stop being an effing puss and just stream already." And I'm choking up, not because I'm crying, because I'm literally choking up. She really did, and she supported me, man. And all right, I'm gonna lower this a little bit because I'm actually getting a little more sentimental here. I'm gonna get sentimental with Ass Man in the background. That's how I like to do this around here, man. I'm gonna get sentimental with Ass Man in the background. So my wife and I have been through some rough times. Not marriage-wise. Our wedding has always been, our marriage has always been very strong. Not daughter-wise. Our daughter is very healthy, so no health reason. But we've been through other tough times. You know, losing my job at the university. Was very tough. It really was. It was a good job. I mean, I talk about it. I talk about every once in a while how it was a crap job because I sat there and did nothing. But the benefits of the job were great. So losing the job at the university was tough because my wife and I were on the brink of purchasing a house. And all right, now I really gotta take off Ass Man if I'm gonna get even more emotional here. All right, so my wife and I were in the middle of, and there you go, Ass Man for you. Me and my wife were in the middle of buying a house. We were in the middle of, like, we're gonna buy a house. We're gonna, you know, we got a daughter. We're gonna start our dream of home ownership, and here it comes. And then I lost my job at the university, and it was just like, I mean, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking for me, man, because I'm sitting here, I'm holding this little 6-month-old baby. She was 6 months at the time. I'm holding this 6-month-old baby, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, what the hell am I going to do now? Like, what am I going to do? Like, you know, thank goodness I was able to get that part-time job at the not the university, at the radio station that I'm at right now. So we weren't completely flat-ass broke. But, you know, I'm holding this 6-month-old baby who's giving me these little smiles and loves me like crazy, and I'm sitting here with no job and no health insurance for them and no nothing. And it was here you go again. It was really hard, you know, because I'm sitting there holding this little baby, and my wife, she told me, like, listen, do whatever you got to do, you know, do. I mean, I was never gonna like sell drugs or do anything illegal, but although the thought kind of crossed my mind for half a second.
It'll be fine.
The thought did cross my mind for half a second. Hey, ES Luna, nice. Yeah, you know,
got a family. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, so yeah. Hey, listen, I was this close to becoming Heisenberg. So anyway, so you know, I'm holding this 6-month-old baby, and I had lost my job, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then my wife talked about, hey, what about that streaming thing that you talked about? I'm like, well, I told her, like, well, you know, that could take a long time. You know, I don't know if I'm, you know, a lot of people don't make money on that, and a lot of people don't make money on that. And I told her, so she's like, you know what? Do it. Like, stop being a fucking pussy and do it. Like, just do it. You know, go do it. Like, if it's gonna make you happy, do it. Because I worked at that university. Good Texan. You're the bee's knees. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. A lot of women, maybe not all women, you know, maybe not all women, not all the women that are in here, but a lot of people probably would have been like, "Hey, go get your ass another job, support this family." But my wife was like, "Listen, my wife was like, listen, if streaming's gonna, I want to see you happy." Because I had 2 jobs back to back that didn't make me happy. I had the radio station job that I loved. We left the radio station job. Oh, I know crying is okay, Miss Massacre. I'm fine with crying. I left the this original radio station job that I had because they wouldn't give me full time, and then I got a job at LA Fitness, which was one of the worst jobs ever. I mean, it's a terrible job. Don't ever work at LA Fitness. If you value your time, free time, and if you value free time and family, don't work at LA Fitness. So I left LA Fitness to get this university job because it was less hours, better benefits, a little bit more money. And it was great. Life was good. Yeah, I sat on my ass all day doing nothing. But hey, I found out about Twitch. I got more into Destiny. So there's seeds to everything. It's a freaking it's a freaking cliche, but there's reasons for everything, man. There's reasons why things happen to you. Don't ever think, whether good or bad, there's reasons why things happen to you. Either to make you stronger, to teach you a lesson, to let you know, hey, maybe that's just not for you, you know? Like, so, you know, I lost this job at the university. It was a good job. I was even going back to school, which I loved doing. I love going to school. I love being educated. And so, yeah, so I lost that job. It was tough. Holding this 6-month-old baby, cooing in my hands. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? Oh, Devil Dog, thank you so much for the $5 donation, man. Thank you so much.
The parental instinct take over.
The parental instinct just took over. I'm like, what am I going to do? How am I going to protect this child? And, yeah, I mean, hell yeah. Just like I broke down now, I broke down then. And my wife saw me for a long time, for like 2 years, not being happy. I wasn't happy at LA Fitness. I wasn't happy at the university, but she knew, it's like, listen, you did it for us. You did it for the baby and me. Do something for you now. Do something for you. Go do the streaming thing. If you're gonna do the streaming thing, put your whole heart into it. Don't just half-ass it. And then later on, quit and be like, well, I gave it a chance when you really, she told me, put your whole heart into it, be passionate about it, and man, you know, so I freaking thank her. You know, I don't thank her enough, but I really should thank her more, because, yeah, without her, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here streaming right now, and without her, I wouldn't have this, all this stuff and all this stuff around us. So, it was awesome, and now, I mean, am I 100% completely happy? No, no one ever is. Who is ever really happy? Not even the richest of the rich are happy. But am I in a better place than I was? Hell yeah. You know, hell yeah. I mean, still, I'm still broke as balls, and I'm still, you know, busting my ass, you know, at that radio station job, and my wife is also busting her ass at the thing. But we're in a better place. I'm in a better place. You know, again, this thing has restored my faith in humanity. This thing has restored my faith in humanity. Yeah, a lot of us have had this conversation, Kev. A lot of us that are husbands, we've had this conversation. And so my wife, she told me, you know, she told me, she's like, listen, do what's gonna make you happy. You know, forget money, forget it. I mean, I would love to forget money completely, but she's like, listen, it'll come. Don't worry, we got support. You know, we got my dad. You got your job, and you got your job at the radio station, which I'm not making much money from, but. You know, my mom and her dad and our family, they give us, you know, they give us stuff for the baby all the time, and you know, they give us stuff for the baby all the time, and we're working our way through it, man. And I tell my wife every single day, you know, it's, you know, thank you. I don't tell her enough, thank you. Actually, I don't tell her enough, thank you. But I tell her every day, every single day we talk about. She's like, how did the stream go? Stream went great. The stream went great. Awesome. I love it. Oh, and we talk about this like crazy. We've delved deep into streaming. Thank you so much, Rent-A-Cop. Really appreciate those kind words. Yeah, man. If I didn't have my wife, guys, if I didn't have my wife, Cliff Wade, what's up, man? If I didn't have my wife, I know I flirt a lot with you ladies, and you know, I'm a flirtatious guy, but I am so happy and so in love with my wife that if I didn't have her, I wouldn't be sitting here right now, man. I wouldn't be sitting here right now. She's changed my life so many ways. She's changed my life in so many different ways, and she's freaking just my rock. Like, literally is my rock. Like, without my wife, there wouldn't be any of this stuff that I'm doing right now. You know, she's the one. She's the one that said, "Hey, stop being a puss. Do it." Cliff Wade, thank you for the host, you sexy beast. Shooter McFahey, thank you for the host, you sexy beast. K Magic 101, thank you for the host. So really, the first person I'm going to thank, you know, if it ever comes down to me getting that partnership, it's going to be my wife. Like, she's going to get about a half-hour speech from me. you know, a good speech, because she told me, she said, do it. Be happy. I'm tired of you being this mopey mopes. You know, because I was bringing home the bacon. Yes, I was. I was bringing home the bacon. Both at the LA. Listen, I hated that job at LA Fitness, but I could sell like a mofo. I was a good salesman. I sold like crazy. It actually helped us get a little bit out of debt, although we're still crushed in it, as we all are. It's helped us get out of debt a little bit, and it was really good. And then the university job was also really good. So she was just tired of seeing me moping around, just coming home, sitting on the recliner, and just like being grumpy McGrumps. So she was like, just do it. You love gaming, you love radio, you love media. This is right up your alley. This is right up my alley. She loves seeing me behind this microphone. I always tell my wife that she's kind of my groupie, which she kind of is. You know, she kind of is my groupie. You know how triple down, whoa. Anyway, so my wife, I always joke about my wife that you're kind of my groupie. You know, it's kind of like that girl that's in love with the musician. She gets googly eyes whenever he's playing the guitar. Well, she gets googly eyes when I'm sitting behind a microphone and I'm doing my thing. So she loves that I'm doing this.
Playing guitar, you say?
Playing guitar. There he goes. Oh, here we go. He's gonna do a little soundtrack for my Guardian Outpost feels with Guardian Outpost. Well, you know, it was a warm meadow day. Were you about to play Tears in Heaven? It sounded like you were.
Yeah, I know how to play it. I know how to play a little bit of that.
Big Chocolate, what's up, man? Been stupid busy. Hey, it's all good, Big Chocolate. Don't worry about it, man. Today's been a real feels day for good old Geo. So, yeah, man. So, what I have to say to you guys, find that support. Find that support in your life, man. If you don't have a wife or a girlfriend or anybody, find that support, man. Don't be afraid. This is King Kuzi, man. Have a great day, man.
Yeah.
This profession, streaming, is so hard to explain to people because it is such a generation. It is such a millennial job. It is. We are millennials. I am on the cusp of the millennials. So people that are 35 and younger than me, we are the millennials, man. This is such a millennial job. And for a while, for a while, I didn't tell anybody what I did. I'm like, only my wife knew. People were asking me, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm kind of freelancing and doing other things. Yeah, that's what I was doing. But when by the way, guys, I will see all your messages soon. When I started actually telling people what I'm doing, boom, I started getting more and more support from people. Like, oh, that's awesome. That's great. Because, again, I underestimated how people would react to this thing. So find that support for yourself. Tell your friends, hey, so, I stream Destiny, or I stream Call of Duty, or I stream whatever. It's this thing on Twitch. Tell people about it. Tell your mom. Tell your dad. Tell your grandma. Tell everybody, because those are the people, those are going to be your first supporters. Those are going to be your first supporters. Tell your sister, hey, here's a website. At this time, I want you to click on it and just leave the window open. Don't even leave the window open. Hey, one day your sister will come in and say hello, Look at Spazzy's mom. Spazzy's mom is in stream every single day. And now Lono's dad is going into stream every single day, man. So, find that support. Find that support, because if you go into this alone, you're gonna quickly leave it alone, because that's what's gonna happen, man. Don't that 1.5. Don't go into this be like, I'm my own guy. I don't need anybody. I'm gonna freaking stream and do my thing. Your mom watches you on mute. Yeah,
Yeah, Mom, turn audio off.
Mom, turn audio off. You don't need to hear me talking about boobs or butts. Yeah. So yeah, find that support. I got freaking mucus coming out of my nose from all the crying. Hey, Achy Breaky, what's up, man? Yeah, find that support. Find that support. My wife was that support. My father-in-law supported me. My father-in-law got me this microphone because he saw what I brought him into the room, and I go, look, check out my streaming room. He was so impressed by the streaming room because he saw the lights, he saw the green screen, he saw the computer, he saw everything in here, and he's like, this is impressive. Got me a microphone. My mom every single day asks me, so how are things going? My mom still kind of on the fence. She still says, how is that thing that you're doing? That's what she still calls it. How is that thing? Because coming from a Cuban household, coming from a Cuban background, the Pumpkin King, you're the bee's knees, don't let anyone tear you. Otherwise, thank you for clicking on my heart. Welcome to GuardianOutpost. Coming from a Cuban household, and Devil Dog, thank you again for the $5 donation, man. I feel like I didn't say thank you enough. Every dollar keeps me going, keeps the stream going, supports my stream going, keeps everything going that I do. So thank you very much for that. My mom, coming from a Cuban household, it's all about having that 9-to-5 job that brings in the money, that supports your wife, supports your kid. So to my mom, this is very weird. This is very strange to my mom. We grew up, yeah, I mean, my heritage, the Cuban heritage, the Hispanic heritage, is very, very chauvinistic. Hey, Dork Knight, what's up? It's very, very chauvinistic. Even the women, I mean, my generation, we're trying to change it up a little bit. My generation, meaning me, my age, my wife, people around, other Cubans around my age, other Hispanics around my age, we're all trying to change that culture. Like, I'm not going to tell my daughter, hey, find a man with a good job and cook and clean for him. No, I'm never going to tell my wife that. But that's what my mom's parents told her, and that's what my mom told me. Find yourself a good job, find yourself a woman that'll cook and clean for you, and support her. And that's how I grew up my whole life. My whole life grew up like that. And but obviously I was a little more open-minded. I was a little more open-minded because I went to college, and I went to college and I traveled around, and I was a little more open-minded, so I kind of got away from that. So it's still kind of tough for to tell my mom this is what I do, because my mom, the first thing she's saying is saying, "Are you making any money on that thing?" And I'm like, Mom, it's a process. She doesn't understand that it's a process. I'm like, Mom, it's a process. It's money will come if I keep working hard, or maybe it might not even come. It could open other doors. This is a door opener. Is what I'm doing, Mom. And the first reaction is like, "Open doors don't pay the bills," and that's exactly what my mom says. So you know, I still tell her. I still tell her about the job. I still tell her every day, "Oh, Mom, I had 100 people watching me today. It was awesome. 100 people watching. Huh, yeah, that's cool. Whatever." So you know, she's kind of like, again, squarely on the fence on it, but find that support group, man. Find that support group, and let them be your foundation. Because yeah, whenever I have a tough day, of course I go to my wife, and there's other streamers I go to that I talk to, that I you know, I tell them, "Hey man, you know, it's rough what's going on here," and blah blah blah. And but of course, the first person I always go to is my wife, and she's always the one telling me like, "Hey, you're fine. You're doing this. You're doing that," and she knows. And yeah. I don't know what else to say. Boobs or butts? Boobs or butts? Wow, I can't believe I went from butts to talking about all that. That's just amazing. That's one thing that I was talking to. All right, the streamer spotlight is over. I'm gonna freaking start playing music.